Before we get into our usual hoopla, read the bottom text from Kristen that I just got. Yeah, she just she just texted me. A guy stood 2 feet from her and announced that he just tested positive for COVID. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Anyway,
like, hello, I tested positive for COVID. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. It's like, go away.
Yes, go home, idiot.
Yeah. But that being said, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, the rigged NFL, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom. With me here each and every single week, the eagle to my 49er, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hi.
I would ask how are you, but I think we can all pretty much figure that out.
I am not in the best mood today.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that.
Yeah.
I
think we'll talk about why.
Yeah, there is going to be some Super Bowl talk, so strap in, folks.
We're not going to dwell. We're not going to dwell.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things.
There's a fair amount to talk about.
Yep. But we will also get to our main topic today, which is what, Dave?
Old school.
That's right. That's right.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years old. Yeah. Old school.
Yeah. This week it's
fucking hell.
20 years. Yeah, which is crazy. The Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, Luke Wilson vehicle.
Yes.
I call it one of the big starts to the bro comedy era of cinema. You know, it's like the early 2000s. It was fucking great, and it was led by Todd Phillips and a lot of the movies that he made. From it started with Road Trip into Old School, eventually into The Hangover, which we're going to talk about all of this stuff.
The Hangover. Oh God. Yeah, Old School is the kind of the mother of them all. Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, it's the Godfather.
Yeah,
so to speak.
Like, not here.
Yeah. But yes, we are going to talk about Old School today.
Yes.
Fantastic movie. But as always, we have a ton of shit to get to.
Yes.
And I'm going to keep talking very slowly. Well, I think I can just ask Dave, should we talk about Patreon?
Yes. You should talk about...
I've got it up. You don't have to.
Oh, Patreon. Yeah, go ahead. You should totally do that.
We'd like to give we're professionals, folks.
Yes.
We'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons: Lord Helmet Fire, my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein, Ivo G, Dragon Buddy, Wally Frogmore, Frank Kalevich, Kristen Roscom, Frederick Martin, Don Solsky, Catherine Rennick, David Schmuck, Scott and Kim from the Use and Abuse Podcast.
It's a podcast, people.
Nicholas Schaefer, Nick from Swede Studios, and Shotgun Mark. If you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/the Sidebar Cantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this. Back to you, Dave.
So I'm going to go off script for a moment with the Red 5 headline.
All right.
And I'm going to congratulate all the podcasters for last week, because last week we were on Tuesday, what was Tuesday?
4th?
Was it
No. The 5th?
Fifth?
No, but I can tell you that I plead the fifth. I don't know.
I think it was the 7th.
Yeah.
It was Star Wars Podcast Day. So there was a lot of Star Wars podcasts out that particular day.
Yes,
and
there were.
There was a fair amount of you that were listening to us on that day, and we appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully you got a lot of Star Wars podcasting in, and that hashtag Star Wars Podcast Day probably is a good place to find a bunch of Star Wars podcasts. If you're in the mood to do it. I mean, obviously you're starting with us.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Number one.
Yeah. The number one.
C.
3PO. But on top of that, planning has begun. Or, I'm sorry, there's a better word for that. Planning has commenced on Scarif Con 5.
Oh, shit.
Scarif Con 5. I can't wait till the Ocho. Scarif Con the Ocho.
Well, Cinco just makes me think of Miss Lopez, because I think she's going to be a very highly anticipated guest at this year's Scarif Con.
Yes. We'll definitely have to make that happen.
She's got to go to number 5.
Cinco. It will once again be held in Chicago, and venues are being negotiated. Stay tuned over the coming weeks for details. Hopefully, I will not be in Hawaii during that time. I think that's what. Should be okay.
Yeah, I have no family trips planned for that time this year, so should be able to make it.
All right, that's it.
Oh, okay.
For Red 5.
All right. Easy
More
enough.
news after the fucking. Hennifer, I'll have more shit later.
All right. So
Cinco.
So before we start talking about the game, I'll just get through my week really quick. I only have a couple of little bullets. First of all, I don't know if you watched the new Flash trailer that dropped yesterday, along with the 1 minute commercial during the Super Bowl.
I only saw the Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's something I wanted to look at after the game, mainly because I didn't want to look at fucking any media.
Understandable. Well, I tell you what, man, the full trailer for the new Flash movie that comes out in June, I want to say, hit, and it looks fucking awesome. It looks great. I know you're not a big DC guy, but I think this is a step in the right direction for them.
But that being said, I may be one of those people that, Michael Keaton Batman,
He's back, baby.
that might be enough to get me to
Batman.
I'm Batman. Mr. Mom is Batman. That might be enough.
Yeah.
That and like when they fucking pulled the fucking tarp over, and you see the Batmobile.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, that was enough. It was enough for me to go, okay, I'll go pay the fucking $18 or whatever it's going to be for me to go see this in the theater.
Yeah. And that just sparked something. Like, I just had an idea while you were talking.
Mr. Krabs, I have an idea.
We could even cover the first Batman movie here on the show leading up to The Flash.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching that Batman.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it all the way through.
Yes.
So we will do it.
Do it.
I don't have the drop.
I'm Batman.
I'm
Batman?
So yeah, besides that, I'm also seeing Ant-Man this weekend. I've already got my tickets for that. I've already got my tickets for the next Scream movie because...
Sidebar.
Yes.
Before you get too far away from Ant-Man. Who is buying Heineken 0.0 alcohol? Who is drinking Heineken going, you know what? I love me some Heineken with just no alcohol. No, Heineken's, it's fucking worse than Budweiser. It's awful.
I love Heineken.
Heineken's
How dare
awful.
you?
It's awful.
It is not awful. It's
Awful.
great.
Awful. An awful imitation of an imported German beer. Now, if you were trying to market it as like, oh, here's just another domestic beer, like a Rolling Rock or something like that, then
Which
maybe,
I hate Rolling Rock. Fuck that.
I'm just throwing it out there because they're both green bottles. But
Yeah.
as a beer, like, there's nothing about that beer that makes me want to drink it and not get fucking like, oh, I'm going to drink this and I can drink as many as I want and not get hammered. Wow, that's great. No.
Well, yeah.
No, take your alcoholic ass to a fucking AA meeting and
Deal with it.
deal with it. Boy, Heineken, I
Yeah.
don't like you.
Yeah, I never understood the concept of non-alcoholic beer because it's like if you're drinking that, if you're like, I want to drink so bad, but I really shouldn't have the alcohol, so let me drink the fucking non-alcoholics. It's like you've got a problem.
Dude, I remember way back in the day when I was still in maintenance and we were on alert and maintainers were drinking the near beer, and we're like, well, it's non-alcoholic beer. We're like, yeah, it still has alcohol in it. Like, because this beer, like this Heineken, is 0.0, right?
Right.
You got other non-alcoholic beers, they have like point something.
Sure. Like
in
even
there.
like the old O'Douls were like
Right.
0.3 or some shit like
Right.
that.
So it has some alcohol in there. So if in theory, if you drank enough of them and you didn't shut your kidneys down.
Yeah.
Because God knows what's in it.
All kinds of chemicals and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw that and just went, I even looked at my father-in-law and I'm like, God, who's drinking Heineken just for fun?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not drinking this to get drunk. I'm just drinking it because I like the taste. Nobody is.
Yeah.
That's why they had to have Paul Rudd, the most likable man on the planet.
Yeah. In his Ant-Man costume.
In his Ant-Man costume. Like, all right, let's take a super, super popular fucking franchise, put one of the most likable people on the planet, and give him the most undrinkable fucking product and have him sell it.
Yeah.
Along with, it's the same thing with having Pepsi having fucking Steve Martin and all these other people.
Yeah.
Like, am I acting?
Ben Stiller.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you have to have a commercial where people may or may not be acting like they're fucking enjoying this product, what kind of marketing? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, you're supposed to convince people that this is good.
Yeah.
Not like, I'm Steve Martin, I'm a really good actor. I may or may not be acting right now. This is good. Glug, glug, glug. Fuck you.
Yeah, some fucking person at an ad agency is like, I got this crazy idea. It's going to be totally different.
Yeah, it's totally different. Nobody's going to buy our product afterwards. Perfect. Spend money. Go.
Yeah.
Apparently they ran out of strippers and blow and just needed to fucking waste money on something else. So
Yeah.
it was just awful. I'm like, Heineken and Pepsi are just two of the, for me, not drinkable products.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you talking about?
So yeah, I've got my tickets for Ant-Man and also for the new Scream, the new Scream movie, because those tickets went on sale last week. And Scream is a tradition with me and Kristen. We've talked about it before on the show. We saw the first Scream on our first date, and we've seen every movie together since. So, and we saw the last one in theaters. We're seeing this one in theaters.
Yeah, so that's cool. Good for you.
It's our thing. It's what I do. I have no additions to.
Where the fuck did that come from?
That's the default page. I didn't flip it to our first page of drops.
I didn't even know we had that.
Yeah, we've got a few like default ones that came with it, like crickets. And,
I feel like we're on the escape pod.
yeah. Speaking of scary movies, it's still lit. I don't understand. Okay. And so those are our defaults.
Okay, can we not have that screen up again?
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
So
I'm like surprising ourselves with the fucking our own soundboard.
yeah, I was fully expecting to hear,
The sacred Jedi.
but no, drum roll. Anyway, so yes, normally, in fact, I think every week we've done the show since like, I don't know, October, November or something like that. I've had a new Black Series figure every single week,
right.
But I don't this week for a couple of reasons. The main reason is I have a big one that's in the works that I should have next week, and it is big.
Okay.
And also we're not doing a Star Wars topic this week, so it's like, whatever. I can skip a week. But just know that next week's Black Series reveal is going to be pretty awesome.
I am looking forward to that.
I will leave it at that. And that's really my week. Yeah, that's all for me. You got anything you want to say before we get into the Super Bowl stuff?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about this game.
So I'm just going to start right off. To quote Jason Kelsey to his brother at the end of the game, fuck you and congratulations to the Chiefs. So look, I'm for those of you who are watching on YouTube, you may notice I'm still sporting my Eagles,
of course,
Eagles gear.
And that, I've always said the sign of a true fan is you sport your colors in the good and especially the bad times.
Yeah. And honestly, like losing the Super Bowl sucks. And there's nothing else to be said.
Yeah.
Here's the reality, and all the fans out there that are like, oh, the holding penalty at the end was bullshit, and this and that. Like,
it kind of was bullshit. But.
Costing the game. Here's what cost the Eagles the game. They got outcoached in the second half.
Yeah.
They got outcoached. When you're running a play where You have a slot receiver run just a fucking stop route and is wide open afterwards. That's them calling a play because they know the defense is so honed in on Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Like they spent the entire second half just figuring out where Travis Kelce is and trying to isolate where he was.
Well, because he was burning them in the first half.
Exactly. So but you over adjusted and Andy Reid took advantage of that.
Yeah.
And then they never made another adjustment. They never like kind of dropped back into a zone and tried to, play into something and give Patrick Mahomes a different look. I mean, a lot of people are talking about how there's no pressures, there's no sacks or anything like that. You're not going to be able to do that when you're not showing any different stunts. You're not bringing corners up to the line like you're showing a blitz. Like there was no 0-0 blitzing.
Yeah.
There was, like, you're not showing a cover two. You can't do those things when you're so worried about what a Travis Kelce is doing.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you that if there was no like these deep ball threats, like everything was underneath. Everything was they got killed. It was death by 1,000 paper cuts. It was 13 yards here, 20 yards there, and they just moved the ball down the field and they didn't stop them.
Yeah.
And they didn't stop the run. So I truly believe that the Eagles were outcoached.
Yeah.
Andy Reid just outcoached the Eagles defense.
I question a lot of their offensive play calling in the second half too. For the Eagles, just like they kept the score even up to the very end, so it really came down to who had the ball last. But
look,
they looked a little lethargic in like kind of the late third, early fourth quarter.
I mean, they looked like the Eagles, right? And there's probably some things I would have liked to have seen different, but in reality, they put up 35 points, even with Jalen Hurts giving up the fumble.
Yeah,
that ended up being a touchdown. He got the ball right back and fucking marched down the field and scored a touchdown.
Right.
Like Jalen Hurts was the best player on the field that night.
I agree.
Better than Patrick Mahomes was.
Mahomes was almost there. Like he had some real fucking moments also.
I'm so sick of the fucking Mahomes narrative.
Oh, I know. They're sucking his dick from
they want to make
Sunday.
it seem like it's this fucking sprained ankle because he got up and he was grimacing and everything else like his fucking leg was broken. No, it wasn't. Like anybody who has had any kind of fucking injury like that, it knows they're going to go into the fucking locker room and he's going to get treatment. He's going to get painkillers and he's going to come back the fuck out. I fucking knew if there had been a prop bet for what Mahomes is going to come back on the field or not, I would have fucking made that bet. 100%.
Yeah, there's no way he wasn't going to play in that second half.
Yeah, he came back and he was fine. He was fucking fine. It was never an issue. It was never an issue. And Eagles fans that were like that wanted it to be, then and whatever. That's not. You want to play the best team that's out there, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the whole Brock Purdy situation and everything else. Like it's circumstantial, but still, that's the 49ers are already in a unique circumstance.
Yeah.
The reality is that the Eagles were outcoached in the second half. They didn't. They scored on offense when they needed to. They made their 2-point conversions when they needed to, right? Yeah. Jalen Hurts played his ass off. Devonta Smith, fucking Brown, Dallas Goedert, all played as advertised.
Yeah.
The running back room, maybe not as I didn't expect much out of them anyway.
Right.
Like I was well under on the running game, just because I just thought that it was going to be a more pass heavy game. That's just what I thought. Now, all that being said, it sucks to lose. It sucks to get built up into this moment and have these expectations of like, oh man, they could win, and then like how awesome it would be afterwards to be able to celebrate and everything else, and coming down. I am just grateful that I'm not one of the people that fucking ended up going down there.
Bought the tickets, went to Arizona.
Yeah, that's the fear, like that level of fucking depression for like, oh my fucking God, I can't believe we're here. We saw, watched this to the end. I had no reason, like, again, the holding call at the end. Okay. But
well, it was weird because they were letting them play a lot earlier in the game. Like there was a lot of hands and a lot of contact in some of those passing plays that they didn't call, and this one seemed like such a benign move compared to some of those other ones.
Yeah, I would agree. It was just a ticky tack call, but I mean, in reality, you're still, even if that they don't call that play, you're still getting the ball with,
like a minute and a half. So like it wasn't a guarantee that they were going to win the game if it wasn't for that call.
So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
The Eagles have what makes Kansas City right now, what their equation is, what makes them really good, is they have a good coach and they have a really good quarterback, and with weapons, like at least one weapon that is a knife.
Yeah.
That's Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
The Eagles are trending along a similar path. I think Jalen Hurts proved himself this season. Like I was not a Hurts guy.
Oh, I remember.
And it took me probably 3 or 4 games this season to really start to recognize how much better he got. And I fully credit it to the man's work ethic.
Yeah.
And the fact that the organization went out and got him AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Like, get him a receiver that's going to open this field up and make these receivers better. Shit can these fucking losers, the Aguilars, and get rid of these guys that can't catch the ball, can't run routes, and put in somebody that people are going to be afraid of. And now suddenly it makes his natural athletic ability, really, really stand out.
Yeah,
so
because he's not carrying the whole fucking team on his back at this point.
Exactly.
Yep.
There's obviously work to be done, but it was a good game. Somebody had to lose.
And
it sucks that it was fucking Eagles.
I'll say, as somebody who didn't really have a stake in the game, from just the NFL fans' perspective, it was a very enjoyable game. Like, because you'll get these Super Bowls that are like very mismatched and not very close, and they're blowouts. But this was a hell of a game. Like, it was an offensive game.
Yeah.
Both teams scored 35 points, and then that last field goal at the end.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and like I said, one thing what's really funny is Andy Reid is notorious for mismanaging the clock, and they managed they work the clock exactly like they were supposed to.
Yeah, and
as much as it sucks, I mean, I've coached football games where I've had that done to me.
Yep.
Where I just could not. There's nothing I could do.
Yeah, I'm shocked that running back had the sense to fucking get down at the 1 yard line as opposed to just running it in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the Eagles, like, they were just, let
him go. Yeah, you
score.
saw Slay stand up.
Yeah.
Just that they were going to let him go.
Yeah. So one guy should have run over there and like pulled him into the fucking end zone.
No, I mean, you talk about that shit in the huddle, right? That's these guys are the professionals. That's what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
So yeah, that's me being gracious in defeat. But there's I think the anger is more from it just fucking pisses me off that there's so many idiots out there with the holding or not holding is whatever. You have people want to just overreact to so much shit. I don't want to hear from fucking Dallas fans. I don't want to hear from Giants fans.
Yeah.
They're like these fans that are chirping. The fucking 49ers, that want to seem justified. You know what? Those fucking clowns need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I really don't get that at all. Like, I am not in that camp of these like 49ers like players and fans that are like, we were robbed. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You just got outplayed.
Your fucking field goal kicker, has to say something. Oh, they forced Jalen Hurts to play quarterback. Well, he did.
Yeah.
I think he did pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, they did. But like I said, since that game, like the Eagles did exactly what they needed to do and won that game. And the 49ers were on the shitty end of some bad injuries, but what can you do? That's the game.
I think my favorite part of the game, there's a moment, it was right in the beginning. You saw Sirianni on the sideline, right? And it's him reacting to the national anthem.
Oh, when he was crying?
Yeah. And if you weren't watching any of the pregame stuff, you may have it may have just looked like, oh, like he's emotional. He's American, right? When in reality, if you hadn't watched or you hadn't heard about it, he basically his his go-to preseason to get ready for the season and really he sets his goals and he wants to be he wants to coach in the Super Bowl, and it's it was a young coach, and for every season he pictured himself being there in that position to listen to the national anthem in the Super Bowl. And the national anthem that he would listen to would be the Whitney Houston national anthem.
Of course.
So
we've talked about at length on the show before.
Yeah. So he would listen to that, and that would be that's how he would get ready.
Yeah.
That was kind of his fucking amp. I'm getting up. I'm going. And they talked about that pregame, and that teed it up. That's why the cameras were so ready to watch his face, because he had talked about that. So they were like, oh, this is going to be an emotional moment for him. And it fucking sure shit it was. He just fucking, it just wore it. And honestly, I mean, I get a little goosebumps right now thinking about it. That tells you that, I don't know, it's humanizing. It's a humanizing moment for somebody that's realizing their dream. And sometimes we forget that these professional athletes, when you were playing, you dreamed it, you're playing in the backyard or whatever. You always imagined and pictured yourself playing on the biggest stage, right? And now when you actually get to that point, there's that emotion of it.
Yeah.
And he just wore that emotion really well. I am super. I'm unhappy with the loss. I'm calm out as far as the media goes, because I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
I want the fucking constant cocksucking of Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, it's running rampant.
If I have to hear Mahomes and fucking Tom Brady and blah 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 blah, blah I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. Pitchers and catchers are coming. But for me as an Eagles fan, there is a lot to be happy about, because we have a young coach, we have a good quarterback.
Yeah, you got a good team.
I'm
sure that'll carry on for years.
We have tools. We just
Get us back in there. Ah. All right, hold on. Let me restart recording. All right, we're recording. All right, can everybody hear us? Hello. Had a power outage. Unexpectedly.
Yep. We're back. We're back.
All right, they're back. Hopefully you can hear us. There was some issue with the audio when I tried to get back into the fucking thing. So,
goddamn electric cars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My fucking we get 2 power flickers in a row. It's like boom, everything shuts down. We're like, uh-oh. Comes back up. We're like, all right, let me get things turned back on, and then boom, happens again. I'm like, God damn it. So I walk outside, because you got to go outside to get into the main house from the studio. So I walk outside, and I can hear my obnoxious neighbors across the street. This is what happens when people plug in their electric cars, blah, 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 blah. I'm the only person on the fucking block with an electric car. So, you know, I know they're fucking talking about me. Fucking sons of bitches. Fuck them.
I'm in a mood to go kick somebody's ass.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just go kick their ass.
Well, the funny thing is, weren't you gonna talk some shit about the EV commercials from last night?
Yeah.
So there's a good segue, I guess.
Well, so my biggest issue with this fucking EV commercial that they had is so Jeep is doing this thing, right, where they have the EV, and that's great, right? Whatever. But they're doing all this off-road driving and shit like that. Then they pull up to the top of this fucking mountain, and there's a power station at the top of the mountain where they're plugging in.
Right.
What?
Never gonna happen.
Like what? Yeah. Like no, there's no fucking power station at the top of a fucking mountain. Like, what are you trying to tell people? What by doing that? Are you saying
that's
that
false advertising?
That you're going to have to charge it when you get up there? Because I mean, it will take more energy to fucking get up to the top of that.
Right, as opposed to driving a flat road.
Right. So, but you're going up there and you're actively plugging into a power station out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like this, I don't know what marketing team you're trying to. It pissed me off so bad when I saw him. Like, there's no fucking power. There's no power thing up there. There's none. Zero. You're not plugging your fucking electric car in at the top of a goddamn mountain. No, you're not doing that. So don't fucking advertise it like that. Just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then later on, there is a great fucking commercial that Dodge Ram had for.
Was that the Will Ferrell one?
No, that wasn't Will Ferrell. No, it was one. It was kind of set up like a drug commercial for if you have like an erectile dysfunction, except it's like premature electric vehicle. Thing.
So they were
where it doesn't go long enough, and it's like the girl's complaining about like, if you try and get ready to go, and it's just it's just not ready, or it doesn't last very long. Right? Wow. It was like Dodge 1500 was like for the commercial.
So a lot of innuendo, like disguised as digs at the electric cars. All right, I can respect that.
Yeah, it was funny. But fucking in the neighborhood. What the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Like, this is understand what the fuck is happening before you make fucking comments like that, you ignorant piece of shit. Like, people just suck. People suck. They just choose to be ignorant. Yeah. Why actually learn about something and understand it when you can be so fucking utterly ignorant?
Yeah. So anyway. So anything else on the Super Bowl? Do we want to talk about Rihanna's Irish twins? So yeah, we're watching last night, and I'm like, God, she looks pregnant. And Kristen's like, she just had a baby. Like
in May.
Yeah, like in May. I'm like,
yeah, I had to Google that shit. I'm like,
and I'm like, God, but she looks like she's pregnant right now. Like either she didn't lose the baby fat or she's fucking pregnant again. And we're talking about this through the whole fucking the halftime show, and then I get on Twitter and immediately I'm seeing all these people. It's like, is Rihanna pregnant? Rihanna's pregnant, yay! And yeah, sure enough, she announced it after the show. She is indeed carrying again. So.
Yes, yeah. attach her to this platform and raise her up fucking
I know,
180 feet.
I'd have been scared shitless on that thing.
She seemed like she was.
As far as I could tell, she had no fucking harness or anything on either.
No, she did.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, you could tell. You could tell because she was attached to the platform.
Right. So if the platform falls, she's falling with it.
She's just falling with that, and then going to be clunk. Like, yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This is great. Frederick Martin says Rihanna performance looked like a USO show for stormtroopers playing a level in Super Smash.
yeah. Those background dancers were something else.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, it was a decent show. I had nothing.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the lip syncing was strong.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
and
that was
it wasn't being obvious or wasn't trying to hide it at all. But it was a Rihanna show. Whatever.
Yeah. And Kristen was very upset that she didn't do any have any special guests because like every Super Bowl halftime show, they always bring out unexpected guests to sing along,
parade somebody out there.
Yeah, and like she didn't do it at all. It was all about her.
Yep.
And her fetus.
Right.
As Kristen was disappointed about.
Yeah, I wanted Jay-Z, not a fetus.
Yeah, which Jay-Z was there. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Jason, your kid needs you. Power triggered the fire alarm to go off. Fuck. That was Ben? Kristen, text Ben. Find out if they need me to go into the house. Anyway. Fire alarm. No, it's probably the door alarm. But they'd text me. Like, he should text me and not do it in YouTube chat. Which I didn't even know his name was Beam. So, anyway.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, is that...
Oh, thanks, Dragon Buddy. Apparently he fixed it, and Dragon Buddy knows somehow. I don't know what's going on. Our whole formula is fucked now because of this goddamn power outage.
Sons of bitches.
Yep. So I guess should we just move on, talk about the main topic? Do you have anything else to talk about before we?
No, fucking no.
Okay.
Oh, Lunar Girl said Foo Fighters. Yeah. Dave Grohl does a commercial celebrating Canadians for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Talked about poutine and all that stuff.
And giving Canadians credit for football. Yeah. Hooray.
Were you there on that Canada trip where I had poutine for the first time? Because I was going to Canada as part of a cold weather trainer in the old jet.
Yeah.
And Kristen knew I was going to Canada. She's like, make sure you get poutine. It's like a Canadian dish. I'm like, well, that sounds dirty. What the fuck is poutine? I'm gonna go get me some poutine. She's like, no, it's French fries with gravy and cheese. I'm like, that's interesting. And then we went to Canada and I saw it on the menu, and I'm like, all right, well, let me try it, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's what's not to like? It's French fries. It's cheese.
Yeah.
It's fucking gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, it was a Crown Royal commercial.
Right.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing too. We were talking about it before the show went on the air. They have these stupid commercials that are not about the product at all. It's Serena Williams giving some motivational pep talk to a locker room of guys, and we got to be the best, and we got to rise above, and we got to do all this and blah and strength, and overcoming obstacles, blah blah blah. Drink some whiskey. It's really?
I missed a handful of commercials. Hi Wally. He wanted to just drop in long enough to tell us that he's going to be busy streaking through the quad.
Into the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
Yep.
Will Ferrell's naked ass.
Commercials. We were talking about commercials. Which Will Ferrell was in an EV commercial, which was a little obnoxious.
It was. That was an EV commercial?
Yeah, because he was talking about how it's Hollywood is being more responsible and putting EVs in every movie scene that's where it makes sense. And the whole joke is, you can't have an EV in there in Roman times or anything. This doesn't make sense.
Right.
But we do it
you
whenever
got bit
we can.
by a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And because you would have your windows down in a zombie apocalypse, because that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. the commercial for fucking it was the E-Trade. They brought the E-Trade baby back out.
God, I hated those commercials back when they were new years ago.
I liked the original, the OG ones where he's like in the, with the golfer.
Right.
Like that one is fucking classic. As a golfer, yeah, because you don't like golf.
Yeah.
But as a golfer, I'm like, dude, that was fucking great. Shankopotamus. Yeah, that one was dumb. And the whole time I was thinking, like, because they're like drinking something at the end and they're like not spilling it. I'm like, why aren't they spilling that drink? They're like tipping it all the way over. Like they're losing me. They're somehow losing me in this reality. not the rest of it.
Yeah, this part I'm not buying.
No, that's just they're not spilling their fucking drink. Bullshit.
Yeah,
they're fucking babies. They spill shit all the time. No way their fucking clothes would stay that clean.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, fucking babies.
Oh yeah, I forget those days of like completely dirty shirts from holding your baby.
Oh no, there's no such thing as a clean shirt. It's not a thing.
I was thrown up on so many times as a young father. So many times.
So much throw up. So much of the fucking, hey, can I get a new what the hell was it? The throw up rag. Yeah, you get this throw up rags. You just constantly have one in your fucking pocket and you get a fresh one out.
Yep.
Yeah, those days were over 20 years ago.
Yeah, for me it's pretty much exactly 20 years ago, like when Old School came out, because we had an infant at the time.
When did Old School come out?
This week. It actually, so for some reason I thought it was today, but apparently it's next week, the 21st of February 2003.
21st of February 2003.
So yeah, 20 years ago.
That's
next week.
That's not a real thing.
I know.
Let's get into it.
All right,
let's do it.
Yeah, so let's talk. And yeah, like we said,
if I remember anything else I want to talk about, I'm just going to interrupt I do.
No, that's fine. That's because it's a fun topic. And let me preface before we get into anything else. If you haven't seen this movie and you have any desire to see it, stop watching the pod and go watch it, because this movie is so funny. And we're going to quote so many of the best lines, but we do not do these lines of dialogue justice.
No, God, no.
The delivery from especially Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell is top fucking notch. This movie is comedy fucking gold.
Yeah.
Period. So if you've never seen it before and you intend to, watch it before you watch this episode, because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Spoil in a comedy movie. Go figure. But it's that good.
Yeah, but why haven't you watched it? Honestly, have you made a deliberate reason? You have to be like, I'm not watching that bullshit. Really? I mean,
well, and then it's like, well, why are you watching us now?
Yeah, no, this it's right up this alley right here. It's just dumb. Yeah. It's just really ridiculous, dumb shit that you can quote lots and lots of times.
Yeah.
And still quote 20 years later.
Yeah.
Because we do.
Indeed.
All the time.
Oh yeah, no, I quote this movie constantly to this day. 20 years later, I still fucking spout out quotes from this all the time. In fact, to reiterate, what got us to this point was Kristen and I were driving back from your house, I believe it was, or it was something where we were all together. I think we were at your house. It wasn't for the football though. It was something back in January.
All right.
Why were we at your house?
Oh.
But we were at your house, I swear to God. And we're driving home, and Total Eclipse of the Heart comes on the radio. And I'm telling Kristen, I can never listen to this song again without thinking of the movie Old School. And she's like, oh, I know, same thing. And I'm like, God, how long ago did that come out? She's like, well, let me Google it. Oh, well, it's 20 years old next month. So I'm like...
Oh, we went out to eat. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Where did we go out to eat?
Well, it was somewhere, because I recall driving back from roughly the vicinity of your house. I don't fucking know. My whole life's a blur. His life's a blur. Fuck him.
Yeah. I am going to keep talking.
Okay. So yeah, so we were listening to Total Eclipse of the Heart, and then that's how it kind of got us to here. And I'm like, oh yeah, we have to talk about this. And so Lunar Girl mentioned in the chat that Google says that it came out today, February 13th, but if you look at Wikipedia says February 21st. So that's where I got confused. So, and I was going to rely on IMDb, but I don't think IMDb has the release date in their page. So I'm stumped. It's whatever, but just know that it's right around this time. And as we normally do, we talk about kind of like our history and where we were when this came out. And for me, if you're ready to get into that.
Yeah, go.
We had a little baby at home. Our son, Robert, our oldest, was born November of 2002. So when this came out in February of 2003, he was still just a few months old. So there was no chance in hell we were going to the movies to see this when it came out.
Right.
Even though the trailers and the commercials made it look hilarious. Like, I immediately, as soon as I saw previews for this, I'm like, oh, that looks like a fun movie. I'll definitely have to get that or watch it when it comes out on DVD. Luckily, this was a weird time in our young adult lives because Kristen and I were renting a house. Her sister lived with us, and at random times, a friend of mine was living with us, and we also had baby Robert with us. So, and we lived like 6 houses down from her mom, which is where her younger brother and her younger sister lived, and they were always at our house. So our house was like party central. Like there was always people congregating, and her sister that lived with us, Catherine, she worked at Blockbuster Video. Remember the days of Blockbuster Video, guys?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And she got like crazy free rentals all the time. As soon as movies came out, she'd rent them. And that's what we did during those times. We just watched fucking DVDs at home. And that was also the early days of TiVo, if you remember TiVo. Click, click, click. But yeah.
I never had TiVo.
We were DVD renting motherfuckers. Blockbuster was our home away from home. And as soon as Old School came out on DVD, I'm sure Catherine rented it for us. And we watched it, and like immediately from that very first viewing, I'm like, this is one of the funniest fucking movies I have ever seen in my life. And we proceeded to watch it hundreds of times.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was such a great movie. And I put The Hangover in here because there are a ton of Hangover connections with this, because it's also directed by Todd Phillips. And The Hangover is like one of my favorite movies of all time, not just comedies, but like just favorite overall movies.
Right.
And as we're rewatching Old School this time, which, by the way, we watched the theatrical version this last week when we watched it, and not the uncut DVD version, which is a superior version. And we got some differences in here we'll talk about. But yeah, we rented it because I know I've got the DVD somewhere in a fucking box in the garage.
Yeah.
But it's like, we'll just pay the fucking $4 and just rent the goddamn thing.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I rented it off of Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Yep, and did the uncut version.
Yeah. So yeah, and we're gonna go over the Hangover connections as we go through the movie too. But there's so many like actors that are used in both.
Right.
And yeah, we'll talk more about Todd Phillips too. But let's hear your
history. Dude,
first.
I was trying to fucking. This time, I think I was either still in survival school or just getting out of survival school
okay.
in 03.
Yeah. Survival school for air crew members. We're taught how to live on the water or on land if we crash.
Right. And
or get shot down.
I could have very well been at water survival at that point, which I still did at fucking Fairchild. But so I was not really in any kind of situation where I could have saw it in the theater. And then by the time I got home, I had been away for fucking 3 months because we went to radio school, then almost directly out to survival school.
Yeah. And
then came back, had like a touch and go at home, and then started flying my ass off because they were trying to get us up for
yeah, because you were standing up the new aircraft.
Right, exactly. So but in between that time, I saw it at some point. Now I don't remember seeing it in a theater. That doesn't mean I didn't. It's just I don't remember.
Well, did you go to a lot of movies during that time? Because I know we didn't. Like, we saw very few movies from like
Kathy and I didn't. No.
Yeah, from like the point Robert was born until.
If I had went, it would have been with like a crew. Like if we were like on alert down in DC or something like that, you know, because that was a thing. Like we'd be on alert and or in a snow move or something like that. And like, all right, what are we going to do? Then you just fucking end up at the movies all day.
Yeah.
That's how I earned a lot of AMC fucking reward points that way.
Right.
But I don't remember seeing it in a theater. However, we did have the DVD and we did watch it a lot.
Yep.
On the fucking jet, especially. Like it was one of those that got constantly watched.
Yeah.
And I still have that same DVD. It's in the Sacred Jedi DVD binder, which is at home.
Oh, not
No,
the DVD binder you have here?
No,
Oh, those are music CDs.
That's the music CDs.
Okay.
No, that DVD binder, which actually I need to replace that binder. It's got like some sticky shit on the outside. Like not like that. Not like your fuck pillow. But like but just like from being in like a weird like the vinyl on the outside is like deteriorating.
Oh.
It's like weird. It's like a degradation of the material.
It's like 20 something years old, probably.
Over. Yeah. I mean, I had that binder one even before we even had that jet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anyway, like you saw it a lot on that fucking DVD, and then I rented it because it wasn't worth fucking trying to dig for the DVD. Then I would have had to have gone into the fucking put it in the Xbox Sex because that's really the only viable DVD player I have right now.
Yeah, because like computers, they don't come with fucking DVD drives anymore, so you can't watch it on your computer.
Nope.
Yeah,
so I would have had to put it on Xbox Sex, and then I was sitting on my computer. I watched it twice before, because I rented it. I'm like, well, I'm watching it more than once. I paid for this fucking rental. I'm watching it more than once.
Fucking right.
And I was writing a paper, and I had it kind of on my iPad as I was writing the paper. So, which a lot of that paper didn't get written. I mean, let's face it. It's just is how it is. And yeah, I lost my train of thought, but yeah, that's how I watched it.
Yeah.
This go around.
Yep.
For sure. I tried. What didn't I? Oh, I was going to buy it on iTunes, but it was like $15. I'm like, I don't want to buy it.
Yeah, that's.
Because if I traveled more and it's something that I would keep like in my library for, traveling purposes, like, hey, I just need something funny to watch.
Sure.
Then that's one of those movies. Because I tend to do that. I'll put something, if I'm going to have it for travel, I'm going to put it like in my iPad right now. It's going to have like a couple of Star Wars movies.
Pre-downloaded so you can watch them offline. Yeah.
Right. The Matrix is in there. I think the Lego movie's in there.
I love that movie.
I just watched it again, or I had it on again. Sidebar. So I was super manic. Right before the game, on Sunday.
Oh, I could tell just from the text we were having.
Yeah, so I was like doing laundry and fucking straightening up the family room or my office area, or whatever. So before I had I'm doing for my biomechanics, and it's biomechanics and ergonomics, right? So we're doing this whole thing right now with workstations and the human computer interface. Mm-hmm. And so we had to do all this fucking shit, all this research stuff and measuring and things where stuff is. And I realized that like I have that 35-inch curved monitor, right? And I kind of had it offset like this, and I had my laptop on a stand kind of like over here like this.
Okay.
Right? So so I'm like, the screen's kind of extended, but the curved monitor is so much bigger than this screen that there's this like really severe change where I find myself like kind of leaning in, having to look at this other screen. And it like, as I read it and I understand it now more with the biomechanics, like just even that like slight lean, and they're actually promoting eye strain because you can't, like the differences in the monitors even. Yeah. Like, cause the monitor frame, the refresh rate on the laptop screen is going to be different than it is on the actual monitor. And like, there's all this stuff, right? If you're looking at this stuff for a long time, it can fuck with you.
Sure. Yeah.
So I decided, I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm going to set up the laptop. So I keep the laptop closed. I bought a little holder off Amazon. So like I go and put it in the holder, plug it into the fucking docking station. and just use the one monitor. So I rearranged my whole fucking desk to make that go. Like all this is on Sunday. So I'm doing all that stuff, and I'm trying to write a paper. It's not happening. I'm trying so hard. Where was I going with that? Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Fuck. Completely lost my train of thought.
Was it wrapping back around to how you were watching Old School? Or is this just like a complete sidebar? Because you were talking about being manic before the game. That's how we got onto this.
Oh my God. I fucking forgot. I totally forgot where I was going with this. Shit.
All right. Well, if it comes to you, we can circle back.
Shit. Oh, Legos. We said Lego movie.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
So I insert Legos here. Fuck, dude, man, damn. So I had bought a Harbor Freight, which, by the way, there's going to be a Harbor Freight like opening between me and the Home Depot and the Lowe's.
Oh.
Like literally, like I'd have to pass it if I go to either one of those. It's just dangerous.
Yeah. Well, don't veer too far off the course before you forget again.
Yeah. Anyway, so I bought a case to further sort my Legos out, and so I decided in that moment that I'm fucking gonna sort some more Legos. So it was like, so I sorted out the reds and the greens, and you know, did all that, and then I got to a point where like, all right, I can't. I have to do something else. Like, just my ADHD was just so
through the roof.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was bad. But I did get some more Legos sorted. I got in another case. And I won't even go down that rabbit hole, but there was some Lego sorting happening. And follow our Discord server to see my latest Lego builds as they happen, because that's where I keep those. Little plug there for our Discord server.
So Old School was written and directed by Todd Phillips, who, I'm starting to go through his, his filmography. So he did Road Trip, right? Which Road Trip was decent for the time. That came out in 2000. It was okay. But again, another just you call them bro comedies where it's a bunch of dudes going off and like getting into horny adventures.
Right.
And whatnot. And it had some funny stuff.
Don't inhale Diet Coke. Bad for you.
And then he did Old School in 2003, which obviously we're about to talk about.
Right.
Fucking hilarious. He also did Starsky and Hutch the next year. I never saw that movie, but I have a coworker who swears it's fucking hilarious.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I saw it once.
Yeah, so I feel like I need to get caught up on that. And then of course he did The Hangover in 2009. He did all three Hangover movies, which 2 and 3. Well, 2 I saw, it was like, never saw 3 because I heard it was terrible.
I didn't see 2 or 3.
Yeah. Then he did a movie called War Dogs, which I never saw, but apparently is also good. And then he did the new Joker movie in 2019. So that's when the new Joker movie came out. I heard, directed by Todd Phillips. And I'm like, why is everybody like on this guy's dick? I didn't realize it was the same guy who made like the fucking Hangover and Old School. And I'm going to get off on a slight political rant here. Not long. So schmo.
So smooth.
But, there was a very active campaign to bring down Todd Phillips in the Joker movie when it came out. I think the overall narrative was angry white man. We shouldn't be having movies about angry white men. And I never understood why. And then I saw an interview that he did before the Joker movie came out. He said, I'm done making fucking comedies in this day and age because, again, these fucking idiots on the internet can't handle it anymore. Like, they can't handle these comedies about these toxic masculine men out having fucking adventures. And, God forbid, they're all white, too. So, and he's just like, I'm done. I'm done making fucking comedies because of these fucking idiots on the internet. And that's when he went out and made the Joker, which was a stark turn for him, which I liked the Joker movie. It's one of those like hard to watch movies. Like, it was a good movie, but I'm never going to watch it again.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
I didn't see the latest Joker movie.
It was good. It was very good. And, it's like completely different from all the other DC stuff. So, and it's more grounded in reality, and it like deals with mental illness and just, society treating its dregs terribly.
Right.
Oh,
I can see it.
And, I'm sure that's a lot of him and, him saying something about the way like these types of comedies that people like us fucking love are being treated nowadays as problematic.
Fucking people.
So that's my little political rant. But we'll move on from that.
Get ready for the purge.
Yeah, indeed. So here's the thing: as I'm doing research this week about this movie, I just assumed that this movie was like a massive success, that it made a shitload of money at the box office, and was widely praised by critics, and that's not actually the case at all. Like, it made money, but it didn't like blow the fucking roof off of Hollywood. It had a $24 million budget, and worldwide made $87 million, which realistically, that's probably just barely over breaking even.
How does a movie in 2003, how did this cost $24 million to make?
Yeah.
Is that how much they paid Snoop to fucking
Snoop,
show up?
Snoop-a-loop.
God, come on, bring your green hat.
And maybe, because there's a lot of a lot of the actors in this, because we're going to get into the cast here in a minute, were like unknowns back then, but like we know who a lot of these fucking people are now. But yeah, maybe it was the salaries, Vince Vaughn and fucking Will Ferrell, because Will Ferrell had come off of SNL a few years before this, and he was starting to, gain some notoriety as a pretty good comedic actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where the 24 million, especially like you said, fucking 20 years ago.
Right, 20 years ago, and you're filming this thing in a fucking frat house.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, and it was like most of those shots were like in a small like college town, and like it couldn't have.
You lit a furry on fire.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it can't be that much expense.
Yeah, it probably like all went to salaries, honestly.
Had to have.
But yeah, like I just kind of assumed, it would have made like 200 million at the box office, because everybody that I've talked to has A, seen this movie, and B, fucking loves it. So I just assumed it was a success, but it really wasn't. And then you look at like its Rotten Tomato scores, it got a 60% from critics.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, yeah, because we've talked about it, especially
critics are fucking assholes.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
Like God forbid if you actually laughed for a fucking moment, you fucking sack of shit.
Yeah, they like everything has to be artsy and it has to have a message.
Like, no, it doesn't. It could just be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and hilarious.
Right.
But they don't want that.
All right. Can you imagine these fucking same idiots watching Animal House?
Oh,
back in the day, like,
yeah.
can you fucking imagine?
Yeah,
like, and this is in 2000,
right?
The two aughts,
yeah,
and this is how the critics fucking handle. Fuck you.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Animal House, because there was one quote I was going to talk about. Roger Ebert stated, "It's not a funny movie, although it has a few good scenes and some nice work by Ferrell as an apparently compulsive nudist." And Variety called it a gentler, kinder Animal House.
Shut up.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think you guys know what you're talking about. Like,
these fucking movie critics are so full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what the Rotten Tomato score is.
Yeah.
I care more about like, hey, Jason, what did you think of that movie?
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, because right? I'm friends with Jason, and I kind of have an idea what Jason likes. And if Jason likes something, and I might like something similar, so then I'm going to go to the movie theater and see it.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to go and get the DVD. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
That's how word of mouth works.
Yeah.
Fuck the critics. Fuck your fucking score on Rotten Tomatoes and everything else. Which, how the fuck did Rotten Tomatoes become the end all beat all?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
yeah, honestly, no idea. But yeah, I'm assuming that it found its audience on DVD, because DVDs were huge back then.
Oh yeah, it had to have.
Like in the early 2000s, like everybody was buying DVDs like it was nothing. And I would imagine it made a pretty decent amount of money, because there was talk of them doing a sequel in like 2008. But apparently Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn said, nah.
No, thank God.
Yeah, the script you wrote was shit, so...
Yeah, thank God. Dude, some things just don't need sequels.
Yeah. And, I mean, obviously Todd Phillips got a lot of work after this, so, know, I'd be willing to bet that the DVD more than made back the money, the cost of the movie.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But
yeah, all the way up until the point where it's in the $5 DVD bin in fucking Walmart.
Right.
Which it is.
Oh, yeah,
you can go in there currently.
Yeah. And so let's talk about the cast real quick before we get into some of the details of the movie. Luke Wilson is the main star of the movie. Luke Wilson, the other Wilson brother, Owen being the more famous for some reason, though I think Luke's a better actor, but I can't think of anything else he's done besides this movie. I know he's done other stuff, but like nothing else comes to mind off the top of my head. Yeah, see,
me either.
Exactly.
Me
exactly.
either. I don't fucking.
Yeah, but Owen Wilson, I could, shoot off a whole host of movie names, but yeah, for some reason, Luke Wilson, and he's good in this movie. Don't get me wrong, like he's very good, and his delivery, much like Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn's, is perfect for that character. And of course, Will Ferrell, we talked about Vince Vaughn. I think Vince Vaughn really steals the show in this movie. Like his quick wit and his delivery is so good.
Well, because, and this is what I think Vince Vaughn represents all of us.
Yeah.
Right?
Or at least what we want to be.
Yeah, there was a time in our lives where we're like, because these guys are being portrayed, like you figure Old School came out at the perfect time for us.
Yeah.
Because of what age bracket we were in.
Yeah, we were young men. We were 25-ish, 26, something like that.
Yeah, 27, 28,
Yeah.
So you're either in your mid to late 20s or early 30s when you're watching this, going like that you're remembering that age and thinking that wasn't that long ago, right? So you can relate to this. Like you have a young family and you're kind of thinking back on like, man, what Vince Vaughn is trying to portray here is this excuse, like, hey, I'm going to use your pain as an excuse to develop something that we can all fucking hang out.
Right.
Like, oh, you're divorced now. We're going to use your fucking place as a fucking crash pad. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Some of the other people in this, Ellen Pompeo, who, this is pre-Botox Ellen Pompeo. She was fucking gorgeous back then, before she started injecting a bunch of shit into her face. She's the love interest. She was in Grey's Anatomy, and all that. But fuck, man, she looked good in this.
Don't fuck with your faces.
Yeah, don't do it, ladies.
Girls,
you
don't do it.
You don't look good. You never look good. Take a cue from Madonna. Take a cue from Ellen Pompeo. They just stop it with the Botox.
Speaking of sidebar, like the Super Bowl ad with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, she looked good.
She looked good.
Yeah,
she did. She looked. I mean, I don't know what, like makeup wise or anything else that it did to make her look clueless young, but she looked like.
I'll see pictures of her every couple of years, and she'll still look, good. Like she's,
Wonder what she's doing with herself.
Taking care of herself, and I think she does little acting stuff here and there. But I know she's also like a big animal rights, thing, person.
Another segueing into another fucking commercial. The Sarah McLachlan commercial.
that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, like Sarah, that's a wolf.
Yeah. Because, she's known for all those. In the arms of an angel. Yeah.
I can't, that song triggers me into fucking shelter, SPCA fucking like flashbacks.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Luke Wilson's done a lot of shit, by the way.
Has he? Okay. And I'm sure, like, once you listed some of the movies, it'd be like, oh, yeah, he was in that. But again, I think Owen Wilson kind of overshadowed him throughout their careers.
Yeah, none of it's very big. He's an Anchorman.
Yeah. Juliette Lewis is Heidi. We're going to get into her character when we start talking about the movie. Leah Remini has a very small part in this, but it's Leah Remini, and she's got like 2 lines of dialogue.
So kind of stepping into the beginning of the movie real quick, but when they're at the wedding and Luke Wilson's fucking trashed, right? This has got to be legitimate. Like, this is not acting. He's fucked up. Like, he's got to be fucking trash because even just the way like holding the drink, just like, oh, wait.
He's kind of leaning on the chair.
Wait. like, oh my God, he's got to be fucking drunk.
Yeah.
And then he spills the drink on fucking Twinkle Tits.
Ellen Pompeo.
Yeah.
Nicole is her character's name.
Spills the drink on fucking
Nicole,
the volcano bitch, and it's fucking. Pompeii.
Oh.
See, I went.
Are you sure you're not drunk?
It's a lack of fucking oxygen from being angry all day. But he spills the fucking coffee on her, and then he's like all up under her fucking dress.
And I don't know if I noticed that before, but yeah, he's got his hand
he's
all the way
in there. And then Leah Remini comes over. She's like, hey, inappropriate.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Like that to me seemed like that was the most realistic movie moment ever in the fucking history of movie moments.
Well, yeah, I love too when she comes up to him at first. She's like, "You okay?" He's like, "Oh, I'm pretty fucked up." Yes.
I want to get there.
Okay, yeah, I just want to get through some of the cast that we're probably not going to talk too much about. Craig Kilborn was in this, coming off of, I think he was still doing, no, he had come off of The Daily Show at this point, which for people who remember The Daily Show is the Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert and all that, Craig Kilborn did The Daily Show before all of that, and he left it, and Jon Stewart took over. So if that takes you back a little bit. Yeah, but he was the stereotypical asshole boyfriend, much like Jeremy Piven was the very stereotypical asshole dean. And they're movie cliches, like these two characters, like hard movie cliches, but they're fine because they keep the plot moving, right? But that's not what the crux of the movie's really about. Sean William Scott is the fucking the animal keeper. Sean William Scott from American Pie.
Oh yeah.
And Dukes of Hazzard and all that.
You got a dart in your neck.
You got a fucking dart in your neck. Crazy.
Crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, sorry. This is such a great fucking scene.
Yep. We're gonna talk about Dan Finnerty when we get to the wedding. James Carville had a cameo during the debate section at the end, which is whatever. Todd Phillips, the director. So here's like the first connection that I noticed between Old School and The Hangover was this character that Todd Phillips, the director, plays when after we have the scene with Heidi at the beginning, and then you hear the and he opens the door and it's like the curly hair guy with the mustache is like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here for the gangbang.
Here for the gangbang.
So that was Todd Phillips. And he also was that same character in The Hangover. They were in the elevator. They were going up to the roof of Caesar's Palace, and the door opened, and there was a chick like blowing him. And she stands up, and he's like, "We're going up, guys." And they're like, "Yeah, us too." That was Todd Phillips also in the same fucking makeup. Speaking of Hangover connections, Alicia Cuthbert, who was fucking smoking hot in this, her friend in the movie, because in the movie she's always followed by this brunette friend of hers.
Right.
That girl is the receptionist at Caesar's Palace in The Hangover.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at her, because again, I've seen The Hangover fucking 5,000 times, and I saw her, Alicia Cuthbert, this last watch with her friend. I'm like, oh, it's the Leo meme, right? I'm like, oh, that's the girl from the reception desk in The Hangover.
That's fucking great.
Yeah. And then we had, like we said, Rob Corddry is one of the pledges. He doesn't even have a line of dialogue in this. And, Rob Corddry, who eventually went on to do, a mainstay of The Daily Show. He did a bunch of other stuff. He was, one of the main characters in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
Which was another great bro comedy,
That's Hot Tub Time Machine was a tough watch for me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I had a tough time. It was like a lot of cringe in there. Okay.
Yeah. Simon Helberg, the guy from The Big Bang Theory, was one of the young pledges. I'm like, because we were watching it this last time. I'm like, is that the guy from Big Bang? And Kristen's like, yeah, I think it is. So just noticed that for the first time this last go around. And that's pretty much all the major ones I wanted to hit. Because we may not get to some of those people again once we get into the actual movie proper.
Right.
Because there's so much funny stuff to talk about. So, true love is hard to find. Sometimes you think you found true love. Then you catch the early flight home from San Diego, and a couple of nude people jump out of your bathroom blindfolded like a goddamn magic show, ready to double team your girlfriend.
and then you get right here. Right here. That was, man. There was at my buddy Jeff's wedding. When was that? I want to say at my buddy Jeff's wedding, there's video of me having a not the same type of because obviously I didn't, I was married at the time, and so the conversation was different, but I was saying some shit up front on the microphone that just nope. Like had to get cut off, like take the microphone from him, like shit. And apparently there's video out there. I never got to see it.
Oh,
I never got to see it.
I would kill to see that.
Oh man, dude. Apparently it's
hard to find.
Then you take the early flight home,
and a couple of nude people jump out of your bathroom.
I loved everything about the fucking wedding scene.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, before we even get into the scene by scene breakdown, the first like 2/3 of this movie is like non-fucking stop, just hilarity. And it starts as soon as he gets home, and you know, you get the whole gangbang part, and then it goes right into the wedding, and the whole fucking wedding sequence again is fucking just endless fucking laughs.
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm just going to say that we were when my buddy Jeff got married. God, I was so drunk. We got so drunk before we even made it into the ceremony. Like,
Jesus,
we were drinking, like we were in the church drinking off to the side. Like in the
in the church?
In the church. We were drinking in the fucking
Christ.
church. We're like fucking Jameson. Right?
Did you at least have it in like a incognito flask or something? Or were you just like
I think it was.
Okay.
Well, because our the gifts for the groomsmen were flasks. So I think we had the flask filled up. And so we're fucking down in Jameson. After we had been drinking the entire time in the party bus, because we had like this party bus to take us from, I forget where we met up. It might have been his house. I don't even remember, but where it took us from there to the venue.
Jesus Christ.
Right? And then to the church and into the venue. And so it was all alcohol in there, and it was just oh my God, it was a fucking shit show. And I'm talking shit on the fucking altar. Like, just, it was just one of those things that I know, like Jeff's wife Quinn, like future wife Quinn, was just fucking staring at me like, shut up, like just looking at me like, she's fucking drunk already. God damn it. It's just like, just mean mugging me the whole time, and I'm oblivious to it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Yeah,
nothing so heinous. But yeah, I was definitely like, we were so fucking drunk.
Yeah,
like I don't know that I've ever been more publicly intoxicated than I was that fucking night.
No shit.
Oh man.
All right, we got to get a hold of Jeff, and we gotta get that video
in church, at the fucking reception, in the fucking pool of the hotel. Like, we all went swimming in our fucking tuxes and the wedding dresses and shit.
Oh,
and
good
fucking
God.
all in the pool in the Hampton Inn that we were staying in.
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
it was fucking ridiculous.
So this movie, like right out the gate, there's a scene that just immediately shows you that this would never get made in the same way today. He sneaks out of this conference, right? And he's going to go catch the early flight home, and he gets in a cab. You remember this scene where the seatbelt doesn't work? And he's like, well, what do I do? And he's like, well, I suggest you stop being a faggot.
Yes.
And it's like, wow, okay.
Like, hey, it's 2003.
Yeah, it was a different time, right?
It was a different time.
But I'm like, oh boy, yeah, right out the
Bam!
fucking gate. Yeah, so they just hit you right with it.
Yep.
And
literally.
And then of course he gets home, and this is one of the first differences I noticed between the unrated version that I saw a million times on DVD and this the normal theatrical version that we rented the other night. When he gets home and he's walking upstairs and he's calling for Heidi, like it flashes to a scene of her laying in the bed watching the porn, and it like stays on her for a while, and she's like making like face like, oh yeah, like she's like, diddling under her blanket or something,
right? And
then it's a long shot of the screen itself. This version that we saw, he just immediately comes into the room. You don't see any of that pre-shot.
Oh, no
her
shit.
Watching the porn, yeah,
huh?
Yeah. So that's one difference I noticed immediately.
Huh. Yeah, because that takes away from the whole thing, because he has the dialogue. It was like, wow, this is pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
You know? So they don't show any of that.
Well, you can kind of see it in the background still while he's standing there talking to her. But you don't, you don't, like, they don't do that steady shot on the TV itself. Right. And that steady shot on her watching it.
God.
Yeah. So apparently they had to cut that out. or
for the unrated or for the rated version.
Yeah, because I did a little research and they said that these scenes were only cut because they needed to get to an R rating and they were told they had to cut these scenes down.
That makes sense
to get there. The other one was when Will Ferrell was streaking. So after he left the stage with Snoop and he starts running down the street, he's like, "Come on!" And he's just butt ass naked, just running down the street. That whole thing was gone. Like the next time you see him naked from the stage is when the car is pulling up to him. So they cut out so much Will Ferrell ass. Like you still see a lot of it.
What a fucking prude society.
Yeah, indeed.
Like his fucking fat man ass. I mean, look. What do you? He's representing all of us with that fucking dad bod ass.
Yeah. So he gets home, the naked people jump out, he's like talking and she's like, Mitch, he's like trying to get undressed because he's like all into it, and then all of a sudden they grab him and it's like,
they're blindfolded.
Yeah. And then I love what she says. It's like it's just totally different side. Or no, he's like, be honest. Tell me this is the first time you've done this. And she's like, well, do you want me to be honest or do you want me to tell you this is the first time? And she's like, well, I tried to tell you, like in bed. And he's like, you said some pretty sick stuff.
Like, well, oh man. She played this character like perfectly.
Yeah.
And she's played this character before. Right. And it's just, it's this character. She's just like trashy, just kind of like, he's got this image of this like, oh look, I have this pristine relationship, and then meanwhile she's fucking gangbanging when he's not around.
Yeah, which again I love. The way you hear the ding dong, he goes to the door, opens up, the guy's like, it's like, yes, I'm here for the gangbang. Like obviously.
Yes.
I still use that line all the time too. I'm here for the gangbang.
You hope you get to a point in the next 20 more years where people are like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Right. And again, we're like under 5 minutes in at this point.
Yeah.
And then we get to the scene where they're on the where they're at the altar. It's the three guys. It's Will Ferrell's the one getting married, Luke Wilson and Vince Vaughn, and they're talking about it before the bride comes down. And again, Vince Vaughn, just fucking the best, wittiest fucking dialogue delivery. And he's talking, and he's like, I don't want to breathe. And Vince Vaughn's like, oh, yeah, have you ever, what the fuck was he saying? He's like, you know how hard it is to find a woman as sexually enlightened as Heidi? A woman like that only comes around, once every century or so?
Yeah.
And then, which is funny because later on, like he's praising her in that lifestyle. Later on, when they're like trying to make the frat, and he's got the kid with him, and he's like, look, we're just trying to help you get over that earmuffs, that whore that you dated.
Right.
So he turns on a dime on her like that.
Earmuffs.
Yeah. And, oh God, what else was I going to say? Fuck. And then he's
on the stage.
And yeah, they're on the stage. And then he's like, I wasn't looking for that, man. And he's like, well, Columbus wasn't looking for America, my man. But that seemed to work out for us. And just again, the way he's delivering these lines, it's so fucking good.
And then Frank turns around. He's like, oh, I'm just, thanks guys for being here.
Yeah.
He's like, shut up, Frank.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you need to run right now.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And the priest is looking, the fucking bridesmaids are looking.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. She's 30 yards away. You're still single now.
Right.
Oh. Let me be the first to congratulate you, Frank. You get one vagina for the rest of your life.
Good looking out.
Yeah. Way to think it through.
Oh my God. It's so fucking.
Yeah,
he is.
And then of course when the dad comes up, Vince Vaughn shakes his hand. Takes a true man to give away an angel.
Yes,
your sweetheart.
That's he's a salesman, right?
Yeah.
He's a shyster.
Right.
He's selling fucking sound systems and DVD players and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking great.
Yeah,
I love the dichotomy of the fucking character.
Yeah. And, there's my wife. She's always looking, judging. Watching, judging. Look at the baby. Look at the baby.
Look at the baby. Look at the baby.
Oh, it's so good. So fucking good.
Yes, we're 6 minutes in.
Yeah. Then, of course, we go to the Dan Band, the wedding song, which this is still like my favorite part of the whole fucking movie when this guy, his name's Dan Finnerman, I think, and the band that's up there that's playing is called the Dan Band. They parlayed this fucking appearance into like a whole like TV special on like VH1 and all that stuff in the years that followed this. But you know, they're singing Total Eclipse of the Heart, and it's like, every now and then I get a little bit nervous when I see the fucking look in your eyes.
And it's like, what?
And then everybody stops because he's singing like totally legit, and then he's like drops in the F-bomb, and
every now and then I fall apart. I need you now tonight. I fucking need you more than ever.
Yeah. And he's like making the slap.
He's like, oh, get into it.
And the cool thing too is the two background singers, the two like nerdy guys behind him are just like more than ever. You know, they're just
normal,
snapping along, normal back.
Who fucking hired these guys?
Oh,
I love. Yeah, it's Will Ferrell and fucking old girls look. They're just like,
like
that first F-bomb,
right? Because I still remember the first time I saw this, and I'm like, did he just say fuck? Like, did I just hear that? And that's exactly their reaction. Is they're like, wait, did I just hear that? Yeah, fucking every now and then I fall apart. Oh, and the Dan Band was also in The Hangover. Right. They sang a Candy Shop at the end during the wedding scene at the end. I'll take you to the candy shop.
Oh, that's right.
Lollipop.
That's right. I fucking forgot about that.
Fucking give it to me, baby, nice and slow. Climb on top, ride it like you're in the rodeo.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then, of course, we get to the wedding speech, which we already talked about. True love is hard to find. Well, I love when he starts, too. He's like, yeah, Frank's dad's here. I haven't seen him in like 8 years. I love you, Dad.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this is like, I feel like I was in this wedding.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel like I was in this fucking wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was in this wedding. I was Luke Wilson in this scenario. Yeah. I was not the guy who had all his shit together. I was definitely the guy who was way too fucking drunk, and I was doing stupid shit.
Yep.
I was dancing with people's grandmothers, and just craziness.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, he goes through the speech that we already talked about, and then we flip over to, I don't remember if we go to Will Ferrell fixing up the T-Bird or them going into the house next. Yeah, no, it was them going to the house. Yeah, because that's where they made the plans for the party. But yeah, they go to the house that's on the college campus. And again, Vince Vaughn's just like, all right, oh yeah, we're going to like load up this place. We're going to get sand all over the place.
Yeah, sand. I know a sand guy. You know, he'll give you a good price. We won't rake you over to Kohl's for it. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's like
sand?
Yeah, it's like going from 0 to 100 immediately as soon as he walks into the house.
Whole thing planned out. It's like, put a bar over here.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, and it's like earmuffs. We're gonna get so much ass in this place.
Right. I tell you, earmuffs was a thing for a while.
Yeah,
like when this movie came out, because I had kids that age, right? So we threw earmuffs out there for a while, especially talking around them.
Well, and the funny part too is, I'm going to take off my headset for a second. The funny part was when the kid did the earmuffs, he went like this. Like he cupped his hands over and his fingers were spread, so like you can hear everything still.
Fuck, shit, cock.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, it was funny. But anyway, so yeah, they make the plans for the party, the Mitchapalooza that they do.
The picture of Mitch in the Mitchapalooza, like,
yeah,
just a great fucking picture.
And then we get to another one of my favorite scenes. Well, first of all, and before that was when Will Ferrell's fixing up his car,
right?
And he's talking about all the modifications he made, and he's blasting like, "Here I go again on my own," because music plays a big part in this fucking movie.
Going down the only road I ever know.
You know, and again, it's like,
turn that down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes.
And you know, that's really indicative of the guy who's like young at heart, you know, playing the rock music, but he's married now, and you know, he's supposed to be this other guy. She brought him
bandana on.
Yeah, she brought him the lemonade. It's like, oh, I already got a beer. I got a fresh beer, you know.
Right.
And then, you know, they're talking about going to that, and she's like, yeah, we don't want Frank the Tank coming back. And he's like, no, those days are over.
Right.
And then
immediately segue to
at the party. Yeah, he's like, he's going through. He goes through this crowd of guys, and they're like, oh, hit this. And he's like, oh, no, I got big plans tomorrow. What do you got planned? Well, we're gonna go to Home Depot.
Right. Home Depot, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond.
I don't know if I'll have enough time. I use that quote weekly.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Right. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't say it, it's in my head.
Yeah.
Like I may not say it out loud, but depending on the audience, but it's definitely in my fucking head.
Yep. And
Like, because it's that scenario.
yeah.
It's like, I don't believe what I'm saying right now. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I'll fucking just okay. I'll do one. I'll do one.
He'll do one. And then after he takes that first beer bong, he's like, fill up again.
Yeah.
And then he goes, once it hits your lips. I use that
Once
all
it
the
hits your
fucking time.
lips.
I've been using that quote like weekly for 20 years.
Frank the Tank is again. Frank the Tank.
Yeah, and it's great too when they go to him later after he's done another one, and he's doing the Frank the Tank, the tank motions, and then he just grabs a random girl, just licks the whole side of her face.
That is Will Ferrell like 101 right there. It's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do some crazy shit. I'll just fucking like what the fuck just happened? I love the outtakes like of what was I watching? It was like the outtakes of it was Will Ferrell. I think it was in not Old School. We're talking about Old School. It was another movie with Will Ferrell, and it was not the.
Oh fuck! I was almost gonna take 200 milligrams of my medicine by accident.
That's not a good idea.
They bumped up my pills from 50 milligrams to 100, but I've been taking 250s. I almost just took 200s. Whoops!
That would have been an interesting finish to the show.
Yes, it would have.
What the fuck is that name? That's not.
Is it a Will Ferrell movie?
Yes. Anchorman. Thank you. Anchorman 2. When he's like talking about something. He's like talking about like, oh, feel that. Doesn't it feel like a cock? And he's like talking all this shit, and just everyone else is just busting up around him. Like being around Will Ferrell for like half a day, I think you wouldn't be able to control your bladder.
Oh yeah,
you'd be pissing yourself laughing so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, also throughout the party, this is when we're introduced to Alicia Cuthbert, who we think is a college girl,
right?
Hitting on Mitch.
Man.
Yeah, because she was like, I think she had already done the first season or two of 24 when this came out, which I loved the first couple of seasons of 24, by the way. So yeah, she shows up. She's like, trying to get it in with Mitch. And then, we've got Mitch and Vince Vaughn having the conversation about like, oh, well, who do you got coming next on? You got like a college band or something? And of course,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah, Vince Vaughn's sarcastic response, like, yeah, I've got a local alt-rock band coming out. He's like, Mitch, I'm worth like $4 million that the government knows about.
Yeah, $2.5 million that the government knows about.
Yeah.
Or what does he say? Does he own 2 speaker cities?
Yeah.
I'm worth $2.5 million that the government knows about.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just another great line. And then, of course, he gets up there and he introduces Snoop Dogg. And like Warren G was in that group too, and I'm thinking of a master plan. And then we get, I think that we get back to Will Ferrell jumping on stage. Make money, money, make money, 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 make money, money, money. We're going streaking. He grabs the microphone, like completely buck ass naked.
How uncomfortable would you? It just.
Like if I had to film that scene,
right? I'm just standing there and there's a naked Will Ferrell fucking with his dick swinging around like, oh my god!
Which, by the way, you're standing right next to Snoop Dogg,
right? Naked, like everyone's in a crowd. Yeah. You just got naked Will Ferrell.
Yeah, you got 100 people in the crowd. Snoop Dogg, Warren G, right there on the stage with you, and you're just butt ass naked.
Yep.
And then he drops the mic and he's got to bend over to get it, and he sticks his ass facing the audience, and they're like, ah!
Oh. We're going streaking.
Yeah, we're going. Wait, up to the quad and into the gymnasium.
Come on, Snoop. Snoop-a-loop.
Yeah. Snoop-a-loop. We were saying that for so long after we saw this movie.
And a line that I use all the time, like if somebody needs to grab their hat, it's like, come on, bring your green hat.
Bring your green hat. Come on.
Oh God, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Anchorman
Oh, shit.
Anchorman next year turns 20.
Wow.
Well,
apparently so.
shit. Yep. That's, oh, God.
Well, we'll have to add that to the.
Oh, man. It's so good.
Yep.
Milk was such a bad choice. You know, Alicia Cuthbert was Canadian.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess nobody's perfect.
She was born in 1982.
Okay, so she's not that much younger than us.
Well, that just means she was over 20 years old when the movie was made.
Right, which is good for us.
Yes, which was good for us.
Now,
yes.
when we're looking back on it and still lusting over her, we're like, wait.
Yeah, wait. All right.
Hear me out.
Okay. All right. It's fine. Everything's fine here. Yep. How about you?
So yeah, they get it in. This is when we get Frank running down the street and the wife and her friends
jogging.
He's jogging and they're all looking at, because you can see his ass right there, right. And they're all laughing. And then as they get closer, you can see the wife's face like, oh my God, Frank. And they pull up to the side. She rolls down the window. She's like, Frank. He's like, oh, hey, honey.
Hi, honey. What are you doing? We're streaking. Who's streaking?
Yeah, that's the best. Who's streaking? Because there's nobody else there. There's more people coming.
Get in the car. Okay.
And then he gets in. He goes ass first.
Rubs his ass all over people.
Yeah. And he's like, honey, do you think KFC's still open?
I swear to God that this is why I think my wife is an absolute fucking saint, because when I was in my drinking heyday, I had a lot of Frank the Tank tendencies.
Yeah, where
the genie would come out of the fucking bottle, and quite literally, and I'm sure there were times where it's just like, who's streaking? or some variation of that fucking thing.
Right.
You know,
that same conversation.
It's just like, she's an absolute fucking saint.
Oh, yeah. And Kristen mentioned in the chat, she loves how that she recognized his naked self first.
Yeah.
You know, because as they're getting closer, she's seeing like his whole body.
It would take a fucking wife to notice that, like, that imperfect fucking flabby ass. Yeah. That's got to be my husband.
Yep.
I married that. Is that Frank?
Yeah. Then, of course, the next morning is when we get the evil dean showing up, and he's like, yeah, now we get the whole plot point of they're going to get kicked out of the house, and this is what's driving the rest of the movie.
Right.
And you know, that whole part with the evil dean and getting them kicked out, that's some of the more throwaway stuff of the movie. But again, it's just to keep the plot moving.
You needed something.
Yeah.
It's
silly.
It's fine.
But it's silly, but it fits.
Right.
You know? And it certainly doesn't take away from the movie at all. Despite being like super cliched characters.
Right. Cliched characters, debatable legalities, you know, whatever. But it fits. It works. It's fine.
And then that's when Mitch arrives back home one night to have Vince Vaughn and like all of these people in the fucking house, and that's when he drops the idea of the fraternity.
And he's on fucking he's like on video.
Yeah, he's got the big TV behind him, and he's got a video camera on him, so you see him here and right behind him.
Like, hey, guy in the back who's probably not going to get in.
Yeah, and that was the guy who the Big Bang Theory guy that asked that question when he's like, "You, the guy who probably won't get in."
Right. He's just being such a dick, and it's so fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And then they have that conversation in the kitchen where he's like, "We're just trying to help you get over that earmuffs, that whore that you dated."
Right.
And then he's like, "Did you have an awesome time the other night?" And Will Ferrell's like, "I had a great time." Like, yeah, we know you had a great time. The whole town knows that you had a great time. And then they convince him to do the thing, and it's immediately like this is one of the best parts of the movie too. Is they're like convincing him. He's like, Will Ferrell's like, say yes to the thing, and then all of a sudden you hear dun 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 dun. The best use of fucking Master of Puppets
ever.
Oh, so
Ever with this fucking van.
Yeah.
They're like, why? Why are they doing this?
Well, I guess it's a fraternity thing, right?
I
I was never in a fraternity, so I don't know
either.
how these things work.
Me either, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Like,
they were going hardcore into it. And I think it's probably what you were referring to earlier, where it's like these older guys trying to relive some youth. So
Right.
they have this chance to like, you know, be these hazers in this fraternity. So they're going all fucking in.
right. They're going through the fucking list of names. Like, that guy's 90.
Yeah, they got the Polaroids.
Blue.
Who's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue.
Blue is like, oh no, Blue, Old
Yeah.
Navy guy.
Yeah, he's legit.
He's legit.
He's like, he he looks like he's 90. He wants to pledge. Are you kidding me? The old man River won't stop talking about it.
Yep. All right, it's go time.
Yeah, and they put the fucking pantyhose over their heads, and I think the first one was the kid on the scooter.
Yep.
And he sees them coming, and they're ramming into shit and knocking over all these like college billboards and stuff.
Yep.
And he's like looking back, and and then he gets off and goes on foot, and that's when you get a great scene of him running by that little
The fountain.
pond. Yeah, the fountain in the pond, and Will Ferrell just
Wham!
on the other side just fucking spear tackles him
Yeah.
into the fucking water.
It's fucking great.
Yeah. And then they go into the fucking grocery store parking lot. They bam slam into the fucking the carts and open
The
up.
cart. The cart goes flying. There's milk that like explodes
Yeah.
out of it. Like I noticed it the second time I watched it in this most recent viewing, right? And I just watched the milk carton go bloosh,
Yeah.
fucking explode out of there.
Yeah.
Just from the force of it. And he gets out and he's just, oh God. He's like, you tell anybody about this, I'll kill you.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll fucking kill you.
And she's like, what? And she's like, oh, just kidding. We'll have him back by dinner. And
Yeah.
he's like, he's sitting there and shit.
And again, the whole time Master of Puppets is playing in the background, and it's fucking awesome. And then they pull up to Old Blue, right?
Right.
And they slowly, okay, all right, here we go, you know.
And then light it up.
Master.
Oh, dude, it was fucking. It was such a great sequence.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And again, this is like on top of all these other scenes. At this point, we're probably like 30, 40 minutes into the movie. And it's just been non-fucking stop from start to finish. Just,
yep. They're just going with it.
Yep.
Just let's fucking keep going.
And then this first hazing scene where they tie all of their dicks to a cinder block and a long string. And it's like, do you trust us enough to know that we gave you enough rope? And even Mitch is into it this time. Because at first, you know, he was very hesitant during that conversation in the kitchen. But as soon as they like decided to do it, he's all in as well.
Oh yeah, we kind of glazed over the fact that like why Mitch was having such a bad day before he came back.
Oh,
And,
right,
you know,
the boss.
But right, his boss is Alicia Cuthbert's fucking father.
Yeah, and he finds out she's a high
Like,
school.
hi, Daddy. Like, shouldn't you be getting ready for prom? It's like prom.
Yeah. Who knows? Just in like 6 months, she's gonna graduate high school, and he's like, because you know he thought they were having the party on the college campus. Basically, he thought she was a college girl.
Oh my God.
Not so much. Oh my God, that next morning too, when she's in her fucking underwear, like leaning over on the bed, it's like, oh.
This is why you check IMDb to make sure she was over.
You're right.
She was.
Now that you've confirmed that
Yes.
we're not perverts,
It is confirmed. Well, I don't know. I mean,
Well, okay,
it's fine. She was definitely over. I can neither confirm nor deny any pervertedness. Pervertedness?
I don't know, but goddamn, she looked good.
Pervertiness.
I just noticed something.
Of which one perverts?
Right.
What?
Babu's neck is kind of.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
he looks like he's not having a good time there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera over there.
He's looking. He's a little downtrodden.
Yeah, Babu right there. His neck is because he's a Funko Pop figure. That his head should be up straight, but over the weeks his head's like starting to turn down. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway,
Hey!
or should I say? I can't do it fast enough. Oh, that was good.
I was not ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So anyway, yeah, we get this whole thing where they tied the cinder blocks to their dicks and they were supposed to throw them off the ledge, and it was fine. I did like the way Will Ferrell the way he treats the pledges throughout the rest of the movie is hilarious. You know, because he's getting in their faces, fucking yelling at them. And And then, he's like, ah, trying to scare him and all that. And then they drop the cinder blocks. And then you get the one guy, the fat guy who, like, his cinder block goes through a fucking manhole cover and whoom, drops it down. And yeah, the fucking screams made that scene fucking hilarious. I couldn't scream at that kind of a pitch. Well, I might be able to if you tied a rope to my dick and then threw it into a manhole cover, but that's neither here nor there. But that scene was pretty funny. And then I don't really have a whole lot of notes after that. So one of the real low points of the movie to me is the blowjob class scene.
Oh, with Andy Dick.
Yeah, like I did not like this at all. Kristen really doesn't like this scene. It's one of the more forgettable parts of the movie. I don't know if you had any.
I mean, from a plot perspective, I can see like, okay, it's Will Ferrell trying to get, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the house and just do whatever. And this is what he walks in on. Like it's just Andy Dick. He's just fucking, he's horrible. I
didn't really find much of his stuff funny even back then. So that's whatever. But then we go to the birthday party where they go to Vince Vaughn's kid's birthday party.
Because he's since been kicked out.
Right. Yeah. Will Ferrell's now living in the frat house.
Yeah, after he gets hit in the face with the frying pan.
Yeah.
After, let's see. He shows up at the house, gets hit in the face with the frying pan. Has the event in the fucking the office of the therapist.
Oh yeah,
when they're in the marriage counselor where he's talking about the fucking waitress, and I'm like, I want to know what color panties she's wearing. Yeah, like, God, what? I thought this was our safe house or safe tree, our tree in the safe place.
Well, my favorite part of that is like, I'm starting to think like I'm only gonna have sex with one person.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life. That was great.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So now we
go to the birthday party.
He's shacked up with fucking Mitch.
Yeah, and he's yelling at Blue. There's one point where they're talking, and I think Ellen Pompeo is like, "You still doing that silly fraternity thing?" He's like, "Oh no, it's fine." And then you immediately hear Will Ferrell's, "What the fuck, Blue? Why isn't there any ice in my drink?"
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. And he's like, "Drop down and give me 20." And then Mitch is like, God,
yeah.
But yeah, the best part of this was the tranquilizer.
The tranquilizer
gun. Yeah, because it's the funny thing is even though you see it, like they had it in the trailers and all the TV spots of him getting hit in the neck with the gun, but it's so sudden when it happens, and you're not expecting it. Like even watching it this time, this week, like it happened so suddenly.
Yeah, because the fucking trainer's like talking.
Yeah, he's mid sentence when all of a sudden.
Yeah, and you're all sad for him too, because it's right after he tries to give fucking Vince Vaughn's kid the fucking bread maker.
Oh, again. Yeah, he's been trying to peddle that off the whole movie.
So he's feeling down on himself, and he's like talking to the pony, and he grabs the fucking tranquilizer dart gun.
Yeah,
and then he's talking about, or what's the fucking trainer saying? It's like, oh yeah, it's
like the most powerful one you can buy in the market. You know? The needle can penetrate a rhino's skin.
Poosh! Yeah, and fucking. Whoa!
He's like, yes. That's awesome.
What happened?
Dude, you got a fucking dart in your neck.
What? Wait. Oh, is this bad? I think is this bad?
Yeah.
You got a dart in your neck.
You're crazy. You're crazy. That's another line we would use a lot after that was, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
Yeah.
And then all the rest of the secrets. It's fucking just. It just goes into the fucking like he's trying to sing happy birthday, like staggers through the fucking birthday crowd, knocks over the fucking table.
Yeah,
I want to see like the direction of like, okay, well, we're gonna have you. All right, so you're gonna be like tranquilized, and you're gonna like kind of be out of it, and we want you to kind of disrupt the kids singing happy birthday, whatever, and you're going to fall into the pool. And Will's like, all right, I got you. I got this. And then rah, rah, so it turns into this.
Yeah.
Fucking crash through the table and then boosh. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Another great musical number.
Yep.
And then he has like that fucking hallucination dream.
Right.
And
You look great.
yeah. Then they pull him out, and the dude's giving him mouth to mouth, and he like
Starts
kisses
tonguing.
him.
It's like, ah! Fucking then kicks him right back into the fucking pool.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like that whole sequence is so fucking good. I just you dart in your neck.
Yeah. And I just love how sudden it is, because he's mid sentence, and then just boom.
God. Is this bad?
Uh,
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good.
And then, mixed into all this is the whole conflict with the Ellen Pompeo's boyfriend, and then the dean, and trying to get that girl to revoke their frat status. But all of that again is like minor to this everything that's going on. And then they have to go through their the trials or whatever.
Right.
Which there were some pretty funny moments in there.
Yeah, the starts with the debate, right? So
Yeah.
it's like they bring out the Carville, right, to be to speak on international whatever.
Yeah.
And then,
like government funding of tech innovation or something
some
like
bullshit.
that. Yeah.
And Will Ferrell like takes a drink and fucking spews out some fucking nonsense. Like, oh, what happened? I blacked out. What happened? Like you were awesome.
Yeah.
That kind of moment too is like something that plays out all the time.
Yep. And then of course again musically we go right into the Chariots of Fire montage. I think it started with Will Ferrell doing like the gymnastics dance.
Well, that was that next? I don't think that was next. I thought we had the debate.
Yeah.
No, the Chariots of Fire one was the stuff that were saved for the end.
Oh, okay.
You had Chariots of Fire.
Well, we had
we had
the tubby guy doing the gym.
That was
vault
the last thing.
That was the last thing. They had him jump through the fire.
Yeah, I had the like cheer demonstration where they're trying to like doing that shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And which culminated with Will Ferrell lighting himself on fire.
And I love in the locker room after that, his skin is all charred and all red.
God, he's all pissed off at himself.
Yeah.
Sorry, ruined it.
Yep.
Like, don't worry, Frank. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Your skin will grow back.
But then, yeah, I think it had to have been this is when they went into the Chariots of Fire montage. And, he's doing the
God, there was one in between that. I can't fucking remember what it was. Anyway.
But then they go into that, and then you got Vince Vaughn, like, doing the rings and got
with
the cigarette in his mouth.
Then it went into the fucking, big boy doing the fucking
the vault.
The vault with the tiny fucking Indian kid.
We've got Muhammad on the end there ready to spot him, and he's like this tiny kid. Yeah, so you imagine what's going to happen is he's going to flatten this kid.
And he pulls off the vault.
Yep.
And then they find some fucking arbitrary. We didn't even talk about the fucking
blue dying. Yeah, that's right.
All right, put a pin in that. Put a pin in that real quick. We got to talk about blue dying.
Yeah, because it was. Okay. All right. So
because there's a good musical interlude to that too.
Yep. All right. So what we'll do is we'll take a very quick break. We'll come back and we'll finish this up, starting with the death of Blue. After these very quick words from our sponsors. Maybe. Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, yeah. No, I hit it. Dave's hearing is going as well as his mental capacity. All right. Oh. Just catching up on the chat. Oh, News Radio. Yeah, that was a fun show. Yeah. News Radio. More News Radio. Andy Dick Talk. Oh, The Girl Next Door. I never actually saw that movie. It came out around the same time, maybe a year or two after this, I think. Yeah, the ribbon dance. Anchorman. I can't believe fucking Anchorman is 20 years old next year. Jesus. And like I was saying, like a lot of these Todd Phillips movies are hitting milestones over the next several years. We got Starsky and Hutch from 2004, which I need to see now because I love all of this guy's movies and I've never seen that. And it's supposed to be really good. So, and that's got the other Wilson brother. That's got Owen Wilson. And
Wedding Crashers?
And no, see that was something else I was going to bring up too. The fact that Wedding Crashers, you would think that it would be like either written or directed by the same person, but no, that's a completely separate thing. But it came out like a year later, like a year or two later, which is so that's going to have another anniversary coming up. Which now let me look it up. The Wedding Crashers, 2005. Okay, so we got 2 years for that anniversary.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But anywho, all right. I should probably pee too.
You do that. And I'm sure this was answered already, but Old School is not streaming for free anywhere. For free. Not for free. Sadly, no. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Watch it. What is Jason watching? What are we talking about? Oh, hello. Who do we got in the chat today? A little science fictionary. Scare Forever Dark, obviously. Supergirl, who's probably should be working. Bone. Helmet Fire. DB. Frederick Martin. Anyway, hello everyone. How are you?
So let me ask you something.
What?
Are we just not going to get a real winter? Or is it going to like fucking just hammer the shit out of us for like a month before it turns into spring?
I think we're going to get like another... I think we're going to get two or three really cold weeks, like late February into March.
Which, yeah, it feels like we should already be into those.
I just think it's going to slide. I don't think we're going to get any snow. I think it's just going to get cold.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, it's just weird because I went normally this time of year going outside at night, I'd be pretty cold. I was out there in a t-shirt and I was fine.
Dude, I didn't even put a jacket on today.
Yeah,
like I left the house with no fucking jacket.
Yeah, same.
It's
Fucking
crazy.
weird. Strange year. All right, whenever you're ready, give us a count.
I will give a thing as soon as I do.
And we're back. So let's talk about the death of Blue because we skipped over that.
Yeah.
With the wrestling, it was KY Jelly, like mud wrestling basically with and they were doing it with all kinds of people, men, women, and you got to the one where Blue was up and he's dressed in like the old like the high school wrestler outfit. He's got the fucking the earmuffs on. He's got the fucking the
singlet.
Yeah, the singlet, and he's up against two girls.
Right.
And of course they start by
taking their tops off. Like you do.
And the camera lingers on them for a long time.
Yep.
With the titties out. And
show Charlie Murphy your titties.
yeah. And like Blue just has a fucking heart attack right there. Just,
right. You get the kind of dramatic music.
Yeah.
It's like a
then it goes to Will Ferrell singing "Dust in the Wind"
after he collapses.
Yeah. And apparently that old Navy photo of him at the funeral, that's really that actor's actual Navy photo when he was a young man in the service.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I love that.
I saw that on IMDb.
I love that rendition too of
Dust in
the Wind.
Yeah.
You got the college kid in the background. He's got the sunglasses on. He's just, playing the acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I close my eyes. Will Ferrell sings like I would sing.
Yeah.
In that scenario, just poorly enough to.
Yep.
Really shouldn't be singing out loud.
And this was the moment too, like after the funeral, where Will Ferrell's wife said that she wanted a divorce.
Right.
And after that, Will Ferrell's walking away, and it's like a slowed down rendition of "Here I Go Again" on My Own that was playing earlier in the movie. It's like, "Here I go again on my own."
Yep.
And so that was just two other really good musical spots back to back.
There's a lot of good music in this.
Yep. And then they went through the trials, whatever, they failed, and this all kind of culminates in the dean's bribe getting exposed by the girl that he had pull their thing.
I know how bribes work. I bribe people all the time.
Yeah. And she tape recorded it, as you should.
Like you do.
And there's this whole chase through the campus and everything, but the cool part was after Will Ferrell tackles him in the classroom, or after they're like fighting in the classroom.
In the lecture hall, yeah.
Yeah, and then they get him and they pull him away, and Mitch comes up and he's like, "Oh, Frank, you all right?" He's like, "I'm so cold." Mitch, I'm so cold.
Stay with me, big cat.
I think I see blue. He looks glorious. Yeah.
Again, line used incessantly.
Yep. And then pretty much everything wraps itself up. I can't think of any like super laugh out loud moments after this. We had a funny moment with Vince Vaughn somewhere mixed in here where he had some chick up into his room, and she thought that they were gonna bone, and you think the way he talks throughout the movie that he's gonna have no qualms boning her, but he's like, I'm married, so sorry if I led you on. And she's like, ugh.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what if I got your number just in case something happens? She's like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
But that's pretty much the movie. Like I know we sped through the end there, but like I said, the first 50 minutes or so is the fucking gold of this movie. And it's so good, so well written, so well performed. It's one of the best comedies ever made, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the gold standard comedies of our generation.
Yeah,
it is
sure.
the. I don't know. What's one that we can say in the 70s?
Animal House.
I mean, I don't know. I guess Animal House is in that same like kind of genre.
Yeah, I'm sure if we had more time, we could rack our brains and come up with some better examples. But yeah, no, it's a generational comedy. This and like I said, The Hangover are the two big ones. But there's all kinds of shit mixed in. We've got the Wedding Crashers that we talked about. Superbad, I would put in there. The Anchorman movies that we talked about.
Oh God, Anchorman. When Anchorman came out, man, holy shit, that to me, Anchorman. As funny as this is, Anchorman may be funnier.
Yeah, it's probably got, well, I don't know if it has more quotable lines. It's got a lot. It's just good. And we'll have to break it down next year when Anchorman turns 20.
Another 20.
And if we remember a year from now, which I doubt, we can kind of contrast and compare. Was Anchorman truly better than Old School?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we remember. We probably won't.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody will remind us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're good for that.
Yes. Anchorman is, oh God, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, that's another one. Because that's when you get into the whole Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
So the 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up. That I think he did Superbad. But yeah, this was such a good fucking decade for movies like that.
Yeah. Well, it's so late going into the Super Bowl because before the Super Bowl, because the NFL Honors was being hosted by Kelly Clarkson. Mm-hmm. So anytime I heard Kelly Clarkson on TV, it's like, ah! Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I kept thinking from the fucking 4-year-old virgin.
And I know like how Hollywood is all like, oh yeah, we're so progressive and we you know, we love all this and we hate toxic masculinity and all this other stuff. Well, these movies would make tons of money hand over fist if you started making shit like this again.
Yeah. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Remember that people, much like with sports, people are trying to find a small escape. And if they're watching a comedy, it's because they want to escape their present reality.
Yeah, and this scenario is perfect. Again, like you
Right.
said, for guys like us.
It's just ridiculous. There's there's this fucking, it's about a fraternity. They're like, they're taking, there's so much that can be said it's like wrong and like, oh, this exploitation of women and promoting fucking promiscuity and blah 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 blah. Who fucking cares? It's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a movie. It's not reality.
And
it's a movie.
And it's about like this. I don't know. My buddy Jeff, whose wedding I was inebriated at.
True love is hard to find.
Like, he was in a fraternity and hanging out with him in his fraternity house. It's like this is reality. This is what like college was for people that did such things. So yeah, fucking it, I want to say lighten up. It's just like, in reality, people just need to, there's so much other things in the world to fucking focus on. Like, stop. Really take stock. At some point, you're gonna have to take stock on some of the shit that's actually fucking meaningful,
right?
And watch and enjoy things, and because that's what they're meant to be.
And you know, it's more of a message to Hollywood than even to those detractors. Because what Hollywood needs to do is they just need to not listen to those fucking morons on Twitter, and just make these kinds of movies and make all their fucking money.
Right? People will fucking watch it and buy it.
Yeah, there's a reason why Disney is getting the shit kicked out of them right now. So,
yep.
And it's why they're going back to the well. I don't know if you saw, but they just announced they're making a new Toy Story, a new Frozen movie, because they've been getting their dicks kicked in. These last couple of years.
It goes in cycles. Disney will be back.
I'm sure.
They got Star Wars money to fucking play with.
They've got the IPs. But anyway, anything else on Old School before we move on?
I close my eyes. You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah. It's such a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
Can't recommend it enough.
Oh, watch it, and you will do it.
And you will do it. All right. Well, that being said, Ms. Lopez?
I'm here.
Oh, hey, there she is.
I was here earlier, but I was without my makeup.
Well, yeah, that was before we went live too.
Yeah.
It was awkward for
Thank God.
for many reasons. Is your microphone okay there?
I think so.
Oh, perfect.
What's everyone think? Can everyone see me okay?
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me okay? Hello? Hello?
I think it's working. We got you.
Is that that's the googly eyes moving.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I'm dizzy. Oh, hang on a sec. Woo. Yeah. So, hi. How are you? I feel like I'm part of the show now.
Well, you've always been part of the show.
Yeah, it's like for reals now.
Yeah.
I should be out here all day.
I know. Well, so
That'd be tough. I think that'd be tough on the Dave guy.
yeah, probably.
That'd be tough to. They'd probably check him into a. Yeah, that'd be bad.
A mental hospital.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, Dave, what Dave are you right now? Ah. they could have fun with that.
Oh, I'm sure. But I saw you on TV last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a commercial.
Yeah, you and Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good actually.
Yeah, for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah, he did this like really horrific Boston accent,
Yeah.
and then I made fun of him.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was great. Did you get your glazed donut, or was that just for show?
Oh, I got glazed all right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm almost sorry I brought it up.
Where's the
Oh.
where's that at?
Oh, hold on.
the sake.
Whoops. Oh, come on.
Now we can't get it. Yeah, there you go.
I got to ask you something else. I meant to bring this up with Dave, but since you're here now, I'll talk to you. Because speaking of Ben, so did you see that trailer for Air, for the movie Air that happened during the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm watching it. Like, I had no idea this was a thing. So I'm watching this, and I see Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in these, like, weird fucking, like, 70s... Yeah, these like 70s like mustaches and hair and all that. And they're acting like so over the top. They're like, we got to make the next big sneaker. We want to get Michael Jordan, but he's only a rookie. And I'm like, what kind of commercial is this? Because I thought this was like a commercial for fucking Nikes or for some other just product. It was like a silly thing. No, it was an actual movie. I'm like, oh, they're for real.
Yeah, I better make some money.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he needs to start pulling his weight. Or he's really going to be working for Dunkin' Donuts for sure.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet the only reason Dunkin' Donuts even took that commercial is so they could have like 5 seconds with me.
Oh, probably.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, you are the star.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to know where your bread is buttered.
Indeed. And we do here on the Sidebar Cantina.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you're here now.
Yeah.
So you got some reads for us?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Oh, and just the chat is also mentioning how much they loved your Dunkin' Donuts commercial last night. Bronco Fett said something.
Is this what you do when you go to work? Or no. Is this what you do when you say you went to work? So stupid. So stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid fat Affleck. Of course you're working at fucking Dunkin' Donuts. You're a fat ass.
I don't think he's making enough to keep up with your lavish lifestyle at Dunkin' Donuts.
Probably not.
Though I bet they get a lot of extra business if they knew that Ben Affleck was working there.
What, in that one store?
Yeah.
That drive-thru would be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You'd be stuck in line forever. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's doing a selfie. Poorly.
Yeah.
Then his wife pulls in the fucking line and wants some free shit.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a glazed.
Anyway, you have reads for us?
Red 5 News! Hey, I gotta practice talking into the microphone. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Is this too close? Is this too close? Is this too close to the microphone?
Yeah. You might want to back it up.
Oh, okay. I'm not used to it.
Oh, my God.
Eyes falling off. Following our podcast after the weekend, get close.
Oh, my God. Are you okay?
After
It's
weekend,
like a new toy you get to play with.
I gotta lick it. Speaking of that Andy Dick thing, joking on it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad even for me. After the weekend, we'll be going live at 2100, 9 p.m. Eastern, where R2 and JT will be reviewing the 1980s series, The A-Team.
Oh, what a show.
Oh, that was a great show.
Yeah.
I love me some Mr. T.
Yeah, are you right? It's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure.
Glazed. Is that what the kids call it now?
Yeah.
The Red 5 Network now has 29.
I'm 37?
Crickets. 29 active podcasts from our content creators. Check out new and approved bio.link/red5. That's bio.link/red5. To browse this amazing lineup and click on a podcast, work the microphone to where you find them.
We can move this too if you need.
No, don't touch it.
Jesus Christ.
Don't touch my microphone.
I'm okay. I'm sorry. I was trying to help.
There's something for everyone in the Red 5 Network. That was totally uncalled for. I don't know why that happened. I'm going to move it. There, look at that.
That's what I tried to do.
No, you don't touch it, though. Keep your little dick beaters off of my shit.
Fine.
It's mine now. Cantina Family Happenings. I don't know what's wrong with me. Use and Abuse Pod is talking about. Oh man, when I read that, I saw it as is talking about female contortionists tomorrow.
What does it actually say?
Talking about favorite movie couples.
How did you get female contortion?
I don't. It was right in the bifocal thing.
Oh.
Maybe my eyes are screwed on upside down.
That's got to be it.
Or the microphone is blocking it. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to get used to the new setup.
Favorite movie couples tomorrow. Join Scott Kim and Nicole at their new time tomorrow at 2000 8 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube.
Is that the same Nicole that's been in our chat recently? Never mind.
Why would I know that?
I don't know. Thought maybe it was a note or.
It's not in there.
Okay.
As a note.
All right.
Should I have known that?
Lunar Girl said yes.
Yes. NTSW, The Escape Pod will return on Wednesday, March 1st with a review of Ant-Man. Wow, March 1st? Wow. That's like forever away. Oh, actually, no, it's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Will Wheaton. Hannaford says Will Wheaton.
You okay? Oh, the look on your face when your mouth is wrapped around the mic is, and your eyes get all like angry looking too. It's like I should record.
I don't know how to unpack that, Jason.
Well, no, it's funny. I should like record you doing it and show it to Dave.
Oh yeah, you should do that.
So hold on, I don't have video yet.
All right.
Let's see if it comes through on this. So yeah, whenever. Oh wait. Oh, yeah. So whenever the moment strikes you, do your thing where you.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
When I deep throat the microphone, like.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh, that was good.
I went so hard I closed the notes.
Oh wow.
I should set up the iPad to work on Hennifer's Face ID.
Oh my god. If you could actually get that to work, that would be fucking hilarious.
Luna Girl sends a request.
Yep, I will do that here shortly. Keep reading though.
All right. I don't think I finished with the Escape Pod. They will return on Wednesday, March 1st with a review of Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yes.
And I'm sure he'll be drinking his fucking 0.0 bullshit Heineken beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. Gross.
All right. Tilt your head back the normal way. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that works. I'll send a handful to
All right. Photo time.
Yes.
So nice.
And the audio audience is like, what the fuck?
Why are they stopping? I don't understand. Well, truncated silence will take care of that, right?
Yeah, but it'll still be
Awkward for the people that are watching. Oh, shit, they're watching people.
All right, anyway, carry
Sweet
on.
Studios released How I Set Up My Patch Patch bays with outboard analog gear. Jeez, really?
English, motherfucker.
Sweet Studios released How I Set Up My Patch bays with outboard analog gear over the weekend. Go check it out and subscribe to Sweet Studios on socials for updates. So if you're into that shit, yeah, go just see what Sweet Studios did. Because I don't fucking understand what he's saying. What is he saying?
I never know.
Did he like, It locked again. What happened?
Wait. Oh, you're.
My iPad keeps locking. I don't know what I can't ad-lib.
Yeah.
The Orange and Fett Show released episode 65, Cocoon and Cocoon the Return on Friday.
Nice.
Diabetes. Oh, I just added that. You can find it on YouTube and Spotify. Follow them on Instagram for updates. That's the Orange and Fett Show. No news from layman's terms, but give him a follow on the socials to be notified of upcoming releases. You can find us at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina,
where you will find our links to YouTube, audio, Patreon, our latest Spotify music mixtape, and all social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Discord, and the TikTok. Also on our bio link is our T-Public merch shop. We have F Cancer, Jason Rose Designs, our super sexy Twi'lek, Sidebar Chick, our beloved Hennifer. Yeah, it's me. Our classic Sidebar Cantina logo. 2 throwback designs from a Gen X point of view. I don't know why I'm so close. There are t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers, and pins, wallets. Minus notebook, laptop cases, pillows! It's all caps. Just about anything you can imagine. Do I need to say it?
Say what?
Something about your pillow?
You don't have to, no.
We're all thinking it.
I'm not saying it.
Just gonna let that hang out there.
Yes.
Jason's fuck pillow. Just about anything you can imagine. So get off your ass and order something sweet for your lover on Valentine's Day, like a fuck pillow. You could put it under her ass, and then when you're getting it from behind, right? Isn't that what people do? No? Okay, never mind. Get off your ass and order something. Your man will look like a stud muffin with a sexy Twi'lek on their chest. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Treat your woman to a Hennifer mug because coffee is love. Don't have a Valentine. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that in this accent.
Yeah.
It's too hard. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
Bone in the chat wants to know if Miss Lopez has an OnlyFans account.
No.
Asking for a friend.
No. We're working on her social media presence.
Yes, we do need to do that.
Yes. Treat yourself to a Jason Rose pillow to snuggle up with it late at night. Oh. Make sure to tag us on the socials to show off that sweet fine-ass merch. We have a review.
Yes.
Thank you, Bone, for your Apple review.
Yep. Oh, is that the same Bone we were just referring to in the chat? Bone 305420.
I guess. I'm only reading what's on here. You have the review. I don't.
Yeah. So do you want me to read it or do you want to read it? Because
You have it over there. We're running out of time.
Okay, well, Bone said, great show, but ... Hennifer Lopez needs her own show.
Well, I mean...
And we talked about this before we went live. Oh, shit, whoops.
Oh! Inadvertent discharge over there. Did you get too close to your pillow?
I don't know, like, what that would be.
It'd be a variety show. I could sing and dance. We could have guests. Oh my God, a guest show. That would be fucking hilarious.
So would it be like
Between Two Ferns with the fucking talking hand?
Oh my God. That would be good.
Oh my God.
Who would we get to interview?
I
Would it
don't know.
be live in person?
Oh, I mean, we could. Be just as good on Zoom, though, right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we did that with Chantal from
yeah, we
Sheriff
did.
After
We
Dark,
did.
and that seemed to go well.
Yeah, so it'd be like a variety show. I could do interviews, sing songs, and we could do like karaoke.
Okay, all right. So that might work.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
So as long as Dave has room in his schedule,
Oh
and
yeah, he's got all kinds of room.
and sanity left in his brain.
Well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. So,
It's like a hand pillow or anything.
all right, you done?
No, thank you, Bone, for the review. Thank you. Lunagar will have your swag pack in the mail on Wednesday. Be like Bone. Where does 5-star review on Apple? I don't know. Lunagar has these nifty Star Wars Valentines she's just dying to send you along with some swag. Don't have an Apple account or a Facebook page or review feature too. Just screenshot your review before you hit done, since Apple takes their sweet ass time uploading it, and DM us the pic on Instagram or Twitter. This is your chance to tell us your thoughts on the show. Jennifer Lopez or Hank or Edith or Mama. We don't have time for me to try my Hank. I've been working on my Hank.
Oh, well, yeah, no, we are kind of out of time. My
Edith
pills are already kicking
or
in.
Mama or someone fun will read your review word for word on our next episode. I close my eyes. Only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Dust in the wind. All I are is dust in the wind.
Oh my god, I should learn the chords for that on guitar.
Blah, blah, blah.
I could be that. All right, are we done?
Bye.
Okay. Oh god. You okay?
Uh-huh.
Next week, we are back to the Bad Batch. We've got 4 episodes to cover because
4.
apparently there are 2 that are being released this week.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's episode 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Well, like you said before we started the show, it's been kind of difficult to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, but I've been doing it. I've been able to avoid anything. But all I've been hearing is that these episodes have been fantastic so far.
Fuck.
So, and they're doing a 2-parter this week, so it's supposed to be good.
All right.
So, tune in next week for some more Bad Batch. Thank you again for everybody watching. Thank you again for everybody listening on audio. And that's really it. That was good. Good episode. Love old school. Go watch it again.
Yes.
And until next time, Dave and everybody else, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Meh. I close my eyes. What do I click?
That's good. Yeah, my pill is like really kicking in. So,
I can tell.
Yeah. And it's funny because they have not been hitting me this hard when I've been taking the 250s, but now for some reason the 100 is just like, whoa.
It's about the concentration.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I have no concentration right now. But see, I'm slurring my fucking words.
You didn't even react when I would talk to you like this.
Oh,
I was trying to see if you would visual. You didn't even
see. Yeah, so
Didn't-
that's like. Anyway,
Good night, everybody.
yeah. So we got to go. Good night, everybody. We love you. See you next week.
We love you. Bye.